Hello and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. Today we have again the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Standard EU Weekly. Commentator for this match will be Daredevil X, and Lexicat will join us in a few minutes.
Hey, hey. How's it going, everyone? Hope you all recovered from last night.
Oh, very.
Oh, there you are.
And there is Lexi.
Welcome in. So, what are we looking at today? First of all, we have 4 fantastic runners in Ema Soda, Sora, Master Alex, and Ryuken. Ryuken actually coming back from last night, winning that NA Weekly, which was a wild ride. So let's see if we can take the double here this weekend.
I didn't get a chance to see that, but I've heard it was
Oh
rather
yeah,
exciting.
it was crazy. So, looking at our starting kit, we start as Child. We have Forest Medallion, which is really good. It's a free song, basically. And we have Nocturne, which is not too bad either.
I know that we seen... Okay, I'm trying to get the runner views working. Now, finally.
Actually, let's turn on game audio for myself.
Yeah, game audio will have Emo Soda. Okay.
One good thing about Nocturne as a song is that it's going to give us access to a good warp point for anti-hiking reading. It also open up like Dompe digging and some other things as being more fun too. But
it helps us to be a little bit more carefree with our time of day. Like, we don't need to worry as much about getting into adult Kaka's daytime or child Kaka at nighttime at the dampest hour, right? It also gives us a little bit more movement
is with
options.
access to shadow so quickly like this. We could see like an early shadow thing with like first hook shot hidden like somewhere dumb for a shadow push.
Very true. Let's quickly see how the race group's doing. Looks like there's
one is missing.
One person still readying up, yeah. It's a wonderful day outside today. It's warm. Okay. The sun is shining, it's great. And here we are, playing a, 25-year-old video game? Oh, it looks so like ready to go, almost. "30 seconds left. The horse sounds. And we're off. Oh, we're already seeing some divergence here. Imasaur's actually going back into Lake here. Also, that's boss music from...
Yeah, we're seeing Emo Soda go right to the castle.
Oh, right to the owl.
Yeah, right to Owl.
I was thinking maybe you want to check the hints here.
I don't think so. I think if you're checking the hints, or if you're doing anything in Lake Hylia beyond this, you're just going up to Gerudo, right?
Ooh, okay, so we got a letter already. And Emo Soda's going to miss that for a while now. For the time being.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh no.
Although it is right in front of his child spawn, so if you ever reset this child, it's not that bad. So.
It's a decent way to mark it as long as it's daytime, because you can just catch the owl again. But like that means that you always like go into lake and not out of lake, which at some point you want to do because of the letter rate. Let's just hope he comes back for that. But he's like really pushing the songs here. Actually, Master Alex and Master Alex is going for Kokiri here, it seems, and Ryu is going for the London play as well. Getting that grotto along the way. Seems like a reasonable thing. And Sora is going to do chickens.
Yeah, we have 4 completely divergent paths. Yep. Ryukai and Emo are in similar places, but like Emo obviously came here quicker.
The route they took. 50 is dead. Okay. And a Dins. What did you say about early
shadow? Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, didn't Sora go for Kokiri? Looks like he played Nocturne.
Yeah, Sora played Nocturne.
I wonder why. He was so close to going to Kokiri, right?
So Sora insta-played Nocturne after the grotto.
Oh no, wait, I'm mixing things up. Alexis and Kokiri. Yep, I'm dumb. Okay, what song was that? I think that was a bolero for Emo Soda here. Having bolero is not too bad. It gives you another song as adult. But with Fire Temple being foolish, who knows when we're actually going to need that for reaching fire. Yeah, this is Champion Land's music from Gold and Silver. The music is so stressful though. Doesn't really fit the farm. And Midas House has another bottle.
Midas House full of garbage.
I mean, having an empty bottle that's not the latter isn't really not that bad. Gives you more options.
Don't really think that unless ZL is really locked.
And Emo Soda skipping the letter again. Maybe he's going to check some hints and try Dampe time. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. Just pass Temple of Time.
The song on Temple of Time with the hero. I would go adult just to see that, I think.
Death Mountain Trail is Wave the hero on the left side of Deku Tree.
Oh wow.
Oh. Yeah, having a song worth and like having that song basically be Sphere 0. I don't know, that doesn't really help you in determining what to do next, right? Or like what to it doesn't give you a direction where to go. It just gives you something to do, like you know it's required.
It depends on what the song is.
Water Temple River Chest is the boss key. That's also good information because oh, okay. So yes, Song of Time and Temple of Time, maybe for that. So like those hints don't really do anything together because we might actually need the boss key in water. And Valley Hammer rocks are dead.
Did we see a hint specifically saying it was Song of Time in Temple of Time?
No, that's my theory. That's probably the song that would suck the most when you find it.
Yeah, I think it would be the one that would suck the most for information, but I think there are like better options.
Yeah, I mean we kind of hope it's a more impactful song, although we don't hope it's ZL because Zelda's Lullaby you hate to see it in a Wave the Hero location, but it's nice to have early though.
I don't think we can have ZL as the way the hero reason.
We can. Since this is Season 3 hint distribution, we absolutely can.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Which is what people dislike the most about it. About this hint distribution, and I actually agree. Dude, random music is trippy as fuck. Okay, and the big stabby on Uncle Talon. I missed that. Wait, so Imasada waited for nighttime here? But did he actually check Denpei? Oh, sorry, did they actually check Denpei? Doesn't look like it. Setting up Scarecrow. And it's going to be daytime again. And they're leaving out to Hyrule Field, it seems, to grab that letter. So no harm done here. I mean, you can't leave that behind forever, because people are going to go there immediately.
Well, that's what I was saying. It was his child spawn point. Like, I feel like he has to get that particular check no matter what, because he knows everyone's going to check it, and it takes no time once you're at your spawn point.
Yeah, you can't really leave that behind for too long. And Richard is nothing. Oh, nice slide music from Mario 64.
Also, das war Fire Temple.
Yeah, we got the Fire Temple foolish.
Kakariko Hyrule Field.
And a strength and Deku Tree.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Deku Tree is a very powerful location. I'm not really surprised to see it have something, honestly.
Alright, we're gonna see Ryukane give us the Temple Time song here.
Yeah, Ryukane opting to go adult very early. I actually like that. Like, you want to see the song, right? He doesn't know that it's wifey. Oh, it's Storms. This actually puts you in an awkward position, because the most impact that song makes is it unlocks Bottom of the Well. But without bombs or ZL, going to Bottom of the Well is like very risky. Yes, Deku is open in these, as opposed to the closed Deku from the tournament settings. I actually quite liked closed Deku, honestly. Gave you a little bit more freedom in your early game routing, because now it's like with open Deku, it's just a matter of how do I route the most efficiently or the fastest to Deku, because it's so strong. And that was a nice Goma fight by Master Alex. And that's a magic in the windmill too. We can already enter Shadow, although we can't do anything in there, but we can already enter Shadow. And a minuet. That's really nice. Getting that early on, especially if you haven't hit Deku as child yet, is really strong. That minuet is really good. It chains it to 2 songs. Ryu's just going to chain the songs here and get some more songs out of it. Songs are just ridiculously powerful.
Well, especially if you can get them out of the way this quickly, right?
Very true. And that's a prelude that's very handy too. Ryuken will probably save a bunch of time with that. Sora's immediately behind him to follow. Yeah, we 100%.
War das Ravaged Village? Mountain Trail. Oh wow, warum gibt's ein Syncing?
Wait, haven't we seen the DMT Wave here already? That's the second copy, isn't it? Wasn't one of them near Deku Tree?
One was left Deku Tree, so yeah.
OOT's Requiem. We might be in for some shenanigans here.
Well, unless you can find Long Shot.
Oh no! Please don't get started on that one.
No. What I mean is, Burning Kakapona. The other one's the other one. So.
I mean, Spirit is the Shadow Medallion. So it's not that Spirit locks. Burning Kag. But it still might not be that simple. Ryukane opting to check Midas House as an adult here. I don't mind this, honestly, because if you have a few things on your list to do as an adult, you might want to get this out of the way, especially given that your mini venue closed anyway, because you can't miss out on that. If that's having 4 Sphere Zero checks and leave them behind for too long, a bomb back, and if there's a bomb back in there, or a hook shot, that changes so much. It's not really that you can go without that while other people have it. And the child song in Meadow is Song of Time, so we actually can reach the boss key. There's no tricks to it. As these as songs are concerned, we still need a bow and 5 keys. So we will.
Where's that? Where's that putting Zial?
If we even need to do water, do we need to do water? Yes, we do. It's
Zial in. Oh no! I think this is putting Zial on Requiem.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Without any access to it.
And that's the bow. Very nice. All on the Emperors. So we got quite a few items already, but none of them are immediately usable. The lens doesn't do anything alone. The bow doesn't really do anything on its own. And
again, we're hook shot locked.
Yep. We have 2 Sphere Zero bows. Where was the other one? How did I miss that?
Sleep game. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Resident Sleeper.
So the game really wants you to have one. Oh,
Red Monkey, ZL could not be in ice. Unless, are we on open?
No.
Yeah,
we are
okay,
allowed to skip over the... Oh, that's a beautiful magic color.
Nice.
We are allowed to skip over King Zoro's head.
Right, but it's not...
But it's not open. So ZL cannot be in ice unless you spawn behind King... Is that even possible?
You could spawn somewhere in Domain as adult. That would do it.
Yeah, because you don't need ZL, yeah, very true. Because you can just warp in there.
But otherwise you need ZL for it, so it can't be.
I was thinking, is it possible to have a spawn in the fountain area if you start with a song that gets you out of there? I'm not entirely sure how that works.
You can.
Oh, you can, okay. Well, with Nocturne we actually had a way to guarantee leave. Have we seen the adult spawn?
No.
Wait, so Ryu is in CAG at nighttime, which is interesting. So he's going to he has to leave Andrew behind for now. But I don't recall anything important being on her. That's the Kokiri sword. That's nice to have, but not required since Deku is open.
Jetzt wird's interessant, der Trailer.
I don't know if you're supposed to be muted. Siberian?
I should. I forgot to...
Yeah, I had some surprise German, so I was asking just to make sure. Don't worry about it though, it's fine. At least one person understood it. But yeah, as you were stating, Ryo's actually going up the trail. With that Storm's Wave the hero, that might actually be a very important, like we might actually see something here. So what do we have? 40 is dead, that's a nice hint. And a scale!
Ooh!
Wow, that's
okay.
a good find. That's a really good find. Actually, we can't... Wait, Ice Cavern is a logic, isn't it? No, because we still can't
use scale against adult.
We can go... We can... Boomerang chest is a logic. Because of the scale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not boomerang chest again, please.
That could be Scale Away the hero confirming that our fears that ZL is on Requiem. Because then it would mean that the only way for a child to get in to there is through Lake Hylia.
Yep.
That would be Away the hero. But that could just mean
that
it's Way the hero to beat Jabu, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean we still need the Rang. The Rang is a crucial ingredient to this recipe for disaster. And Sora is right behind them too. Right behind Ryu getting the scale, and it looks like Sora's not going to waste any more time. He's just going to go child and make use of that scale. He's like rushing the way of the hero here. Like there could just be something in Zora's domain. Eye drops? I thought that was a blue rupee. Either way, it's not important.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Zephyr. If we have scale for domain, then ZL is on Requiem.
I'm kind of stuck on the song. But is that really Flying Battery? Because it doesn't sound like it. Or does it?
First hook and domain providing forest and shadow access sounds very much like something that the seed is doing.
Yeah, like the seed could actually want you to dip forest for some reason. Which is not the worst thing given it's a medallion. Gives you a bunch of skulls too.
We have a bow and a strength and
oh yeah, with Urchin you can actually clear it too.
Yeah,
I forgot about the strength. The bow was still in my mind because we already found 2 of them, but I forgot the strength.
Yeah, we had strength already.
Yeah, so we can actually clear forest.
Bro, feel Way the hero. You don't say. You want to know the worst thing? If Longshot is locked, we may end up with Epona's Way the hero and Requiem Way the hero because there's something in Child Spirit.
Epona's can't be where. Also, yeah, Epona's can't be Way of the hero hinted because it was hinted by sometimes it already.
I know. But doesn't mean it can't be Way the hero.
That's very true. Just so everyone's on the same page. Yeah, that's definitely eye drops. I thought that was a loopy.
Equal usefulness this round.
Apparently I need eye drops because I can't clearly see what the items are. But isn't it like if you need eye drops to see, but you can't see your eye drops, aren't you in trouble? That's weird.
Is the position that Bigaron finds himself in?
It was more referencing real life eye drops. Trying to make a joke here. And as I explain it, it goes down the drain. Yeah, that sounded like a Sonic track, but it was not. Flying Battery. Well, actually, the eye drops being preserved in a time machine makes total sense, because if you didn't, they would just expire, right? Okay, let me explain this one. The TARDIS is a Doctor Who reference, and that's because the box on top of the graveyard ledge was missed by a player called 10th Doctor, and the story was that there was a boomerang in it, but they mistook it for a stick and just left it twice. And since that's the Doctor's box in the series, right, in the Doctor Who series, that was dubbed the TARDIS, that check. Not a great Doctor Who fan myself, actually not at all, but it's a neat reference. Dude, the market is dangerous for Imasolda because it seems there's a lot of Guardians in there. That's the Guardian melody from Breath of the Wild. If you can even call that a melody, it's really unsettling, a really unsettling tune. Imasolda is finally going adult too. Master Alex has not been adult yet either, right? So he's on the way.
I feel like Emo expects this is going to be Zelda's Lullaby based on like what he's seen and played, and he's going to be sorely mistaken and realize the bad news.
Actually, you want to see Zelda's Lullaby here.
Yeah, after what Emo had, after what Emo had and saw, like you really want to see Zelda's Lullaby here, and
also,
not seeing it.
See any explosives? Like,
oh yeah, with a Hyrule Field Way of the hero, with a Kakariko Way of the hero, and it's
with the bottom of the well being potentially on the table, and no ZL available either. Like, but we also got a payoff in the scale, right? Like, I highly suspect something in Domain at this point.
Dude, first bomb bag and boomerang chest would be a nightmare.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's disgusting. Or like, first bomb bag on boomerang chest for boomerang and in the fairy fountain, so you need to go out and go outside and go inside again. Also no ZL as of yet. Also, Jabu is a stone again, isn't it? Yep, Jabu is a stone again. Same as last night. The flashbacks. That's dangerous. Stone Jabu finds a way. We love Jabu Stone.
Hey, I have a question for you. What medallion is Shadow Temple?
That is... none. It's a stone.
Yeah, I think we might have a hard required OoT here. So... Actually, no. No, wait. It's the other way... we're gonna have to get Epona to cross, or long shot to cross if CL's on the other side because of boat problems.
Boat problems, yes.
Yeah. So, well, OoT can be required if it's required after, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see what you're getting at. Like, we can't actually, like, it can't be a hard AD unless there's like an item on a random ZL check.
Yeah.
It could still be required to beat Spirit, right? Because Spirit's the Night Medallion, it doesn't lock
cross
any...
the wasteland normally with hovers, right? So hovers magic lens will get you there too. So
yeah, but we would still need the horse, and the horse is locked by water and forest.
Wait, excuse me?
But that would also mean
we're looking for long shot. It's long shot across the river, across the thing, because
also,
ZL locks water and shadow.
Yeah, but ZL doesn't necessarily have to lock water. We could look at the ZL's water temple here.
ZL does theoretically lock river chest where Bosky is, though.
Oh yeah, we know where the Bosky is. You're right. Yeah, that's... Actually, ZL does lock water here 100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
ZL locks water, ZL locks shadow, which means there's only one logical way to cross.
Yeah, that's insane. Is this the second longshot Valley seed in a row? This is insane. We don't even have the fast hook shot. Is this just the same seed as last night? No, because of the letter. We know where the letter is. We have it already. So the way that Water Temple logic works with ZL and keys is, first and foremost, you need to get to River Chest and or Darklink, because they are locked behind 2 small keys. That means they're logically locked behind 5 keys, because the logic assumes that you waste your keys. And in the same vein, Boss Key Chest is also hindered by 5 small keys. And given that there's only 2 checks in Water Temple that you can logically do without ZL, and you need, like, even if those 2 are small keys, you still need 3 more logically. That means that you need ZL to get the boss key, because we know where it is and it's 5 key locked. Second water boss key. I just break into Ice Cavern and get second ZL, right?
There is the other option too, which is that River Chest is theoretically long shot locked, and if you have long shot, you can cross. So.
I mean, if a long shot is required to get ZL from the Requiem spot,
of course, which it probably is at this point, but like
then yes.
Additionally, you could. Well, I guess if you had ZL, you could do Shadow, but like theoretically in this discussion, you could have ZL and still not be able to do the River Chest boss key because you need long shot.
Oh regardless. Yeah, let's actually quickly elaborate on that. So because we know where the boss key is, and that's locked behind 5 keys, that means that Morpher cannot have a key that's required to get it. And also boss key chest is locked behind 5 keys, which would make it the access key at best. So there's no long shot locked keys in water that are relevant to the logic. Right?
But it is required for the boss key.
It is required for the boss key, not really.
It's logically required for the River Chest boss key, is it not?
For the River Chest, it's not required. For the boss key chest, it's required. But the only 2 checks in water that are hard long shot locked are the Rolling Boulders, aka the boss key chest, and Morpher. The central bow target you can actually cheese with hover boots. Yeah, you 100% need ZL, and you also need the longshot, but the longshot does not lock any keys that are relevant to the logic today. Yeah, you need... It's still kind of is Longshot. Everything is just Longshot locked in water because of where ZL is seated in the seed.
Bomb choosing river.
Our first explosives, finally. And also, Ryokan going down the river while Sora's going up. No, it's the other way. No, both of them were going down. According to their map. I was a little bit confused here. 2 2-packs even. So, we might actually be good on explosives for a while, if not. Like, if that's like 25 or 30 chews, we might actually be good for the entirety of the seed. Maybe. I need to turn off Soda's music. But at least I can do that for myself, because the random music just trips me out so hard. Yeah, sorry chat if we're using a lot of abbreviations. Just let us know if there's anything unclear and we will clear it up for you. ZL is in fact Zelda's Lullaby. Master Alex grabbing that scale. Scarlet's hinted dead is always good to see. And it looks like we got our first... Is that our first Dodongless Cavern tip by Master Alex here?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, our first... Well, I guess Deku Tree technically counts, but I sort of don't count Deku Tree as a dungeon when it's open.
That's fair. Also, DC is a stone, if my eyes don't deceive me. Yeah, DC is a stone. The seed actually seems to have some similarities to the one yesterday, given that we need the long shot, given that Jabu and DC are stones.
Even more bomb chews in river.
Yeah, that's good. But where's the bomb bag, though? Dude, the one thing you don't want to see when you go into domain is the in-logic bomb bag now. You don't really want to see a bomb bag, because you already have explosives. But it could very well just be a bomb bag. Yeah, similar to yesterday in certain aspects, at least. But have we seen the 50 hint already?
I thought we did earlier.
Is there a command for that too? Thank you very much. Okay, so we don't know what 30 is yet, it seems. 15 chews in river, that's not too bad. Gerudo's Fortress is a foolish choice. So that actually negates needing the horse for anything in Fortress.
Po check.
Yeah, anything in Fortress at least.
Yeah.
We might also find a big Po bottle on the way, like yesterday. I should stop talking about yesterday, but everything just gives me flashbacks, dude. Sunsong Grave
Yeah,
is dead.
I can confidently tell you I haven't played yesterday, and I kind of want to at some point, so... Save me from spoilers.
Oh, sorry. First check-in... No, not first check-in DC. Emosoda also in DC right now. So 2 players in DC, 2 players in domain. That's very interesting. We have a 50-50 split on Restream.
I didn't see a Frogs 2 hint yet. Has anyone?
I haven't seen
10
it.
arrows was a temple of time.
Okay.
People went through those hints so fast I didn't actually see them.
I don't know how people can actually do that, honestly. Like, zipping through all those hints, like, at that speed, like I can barely keep them in my head for that long if it's just one.
I'm okay zipping through the hints when I'm the one on the controller, because it's just like it's easier to process. But when I'm watching on a stream and my eyes aren't like prepared to look at it the second it pops up,
yeah,
like you don't have the timing, so it's just different.
Oh, bug bottle. Wait, do we have 3 bottles already? That's
Yep.
kind of insane.
Alright, well, nothing important in domain on its checks, so.
So what's the scale for then? I wonder if it's worth dipping rank chest, but that's a time commitment that you don't want to make, especially since Jabu is a stone. Like, if it's a medallion, you can argue it's progression.
What is he getting from down here?
Wait, is that a gold scale?
It's the gold scale, it's the other
Oh
scale.
my god.
Just rush fucking lab dive.
Yeah, like if lab dive is something here, Rio's onto something. And it looks like Sora catching that fish actually wants to dip Jabu here. That's interesting.
And Sora almost gave Link a concussion.
Yeah, sometimes you can just like hit the floor really hard. Head first. The scale at scale. But what would we expect now? Like, it could
Oh
still be a
no!
bomb bag.
Lab dive can have logical bomb bag.
Yep.
Oh no!
Yep. I mean, it's not that bad. Like,
No, it's the worst outcome for Ryukane. This will be a fucking
Yeah.
wild goose chase that he just found 15 to choose from, found it all the way here, and then found out that the whole goddamn scale thing he was
yeah.
doing.
I mean, a bomb bag is still not bad because it gives you renewable explosives, right?
Certainly, but
Like,
it was a
it's in
huge
terms
waste of
progression,
time in
it's bad.
comparison.
Yeah, in terms of progression, it doesn't give you anything new other than unlocking like 2 checks in bomb bowling.
Anyway, Master Alex just got the gold scale as well.
Yeah, Sora and Ryukane being neck and neck here. And Master Alex has the scale too, but he's deciding to go into domain first. So 3 players in lake, and Emo Soda actually walking out the castle here to make it nighttime, to set the time of day for their next child section, which is a very smart idea. This actually sets the time of day perfectly for Dampé to appear. Makes it the beginning of night.
Alright, we're gonna see it from Ryukane.
Has Alex seen the Way of the Hero Temple of Time?
I don't know.
Master Alex has to have the other scale because he picked up the gold scale. And you need 1 scale to actually go into the main. Okay, Ryukane, show us. Being the first to pick up whatever's here.
Boomerang, easy.
No! No! Way of the Hero rang! Pointing to Stone Jabu. No!
What a
This
great,
game is
what a
nuts.
truly wonderful seed. What a truly recursive thing. If Jabu has nothing in it and it's rang just for stone for forced AD, but the AD is for key logic and spirit, and this was a complete waste of time.
Yep.
Oh, that'll be chef's kiss.
Oh,
We're
you know what? First
Hovers
bomb
away
bag
from
on
oh no
Baronade.
mode.
I raise you first bomb bag on Baronade. The biggest
Oh,
bait in history.
gross.
Bruh. You can't do that. This is a mess. This is a fucking mess. Sorry, I'm not meant to swear. But this is
Oh
ridiculous.
no, it's for 80. Requiem. Oh god.
Yeah, but like the Requiem... The Requiem is still locked by ZL. Because of Shadow. But we suspect ZL to be on the Requiem spot. So if Requiem is required, it's not for crossing the wasteland, it's for something in Child Spirit. Either a small key, or the boss key, or like an item.
Also be required to plant a bean. For
required crossing the wasteland to actually be able to do AD to get Requiem. That's so mean. That's so much movement. Hyrule Castle is foolish. Thanks,
Good.
game. Thanks for nothing. At least you don't need to worry about the ferry now.
Don't worry, all our hints are garbage this game.
Not only the hints are garbage. The song layout is garbage too. Seeing those seeds, I'm really happy to sit in the commentator booth and not be on back out on the field here.
Let's just review our Way of the Heroes for a second. We have Din's Fire for Kakariko Way of the Hero. For, was that Stone Shadow?
Yep, that's a Stone Shadow.
We have Scale Way of the Hero for Gold Scale for Boomerang for Stone Jabu. We have Song of Storms Way of the Hero that we can't do anything in because ZL and Bombs are both locked by possibly all dungeons. What else do we have again? This entire seed points at one thing.
The entire seed points at AD, but it also wants you to cross the wasteland somehow. But given this is. I just want to repeat this again. So given that water is actually ZL locked, at least logically because of the 5 key rule, that means that we're logically required to Epona Song doesn't cut it. We need the long shot.
Long shot to cross. So basically, we're gonna see. We already have magic, so we're gonna see lens and long shot somewhere in checks that we can reach. God, you know what could happen instead?
Okay.
Lens in Jabu's belly.
Oh, the lens. That's spicy.
That would. I mean, it would be Way of the Hero.
I wouldn't actually be surprised if there's nothing in Jabu, it's just for the stone.
Oh, absolutely. Me either. I think that's probably the most likely outcome, honestly.
But there has to be 2 hook shots available, right? Where are they? They have to be somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. We need 2 hook shots. We haven't seen one yet. There might be one in forest or in the parts of Shadow you can get before. Do you imagine a forced double dip of Shadow where you have to go in with hook shot to get long shot?
Yeah, to get out. Oh no.
Oh, even better. Even better.
Oh my god.
First hook shot in Hoverboot chest in Shadow lets you progress to second hook shot deeper in Shadow right before boat, and then you have to dip it to go to go across and get ZL to come back and beat it for AD purposes, so that you can play Requiem to go back over.
To get to boss key in Child Spirit.
Oh god.
At this point, you kind of want to see something on the arch because it's incredibly obvious what you need to do with that ZL.
Oh yeah, that would help a lot.
You can. No, never mind. Scratch what I was going to say. Also, Emo Soda is equipped to do Jabu as well because they just got the boomerang too. And at this point, yeah, they are going to finish up Zora's Domain here real quick, and I think they're just going to join the others in Jabu here. You don't really have that much of a choice, right?
Yeah, you just have to do Jabu.
At this point, we're slowly running out of things to do as well. Oh, nice Din's Fire strats in Zora's Domain. I've actually not seen that ever.
Mirror Shield for Mr. Alex.
Well, that's required.
In using his bomb shoes in Lost Woods, so it was in the Lost Woods grotto right outside Goron City. Wait, we found. Oh, and bomb bag.
There it is. We found it. To bail or not to bail?
Never mind.
You actually can't bail, can you? You're going to finish this up.
Yeah.
Maybe you bail before Baronade? But I feel like if I'm in that position, I want to full clear Jabu just because I don't want to ever come back.
No.
I want to be done.
Bomb was map chest was rang locked, and the lens was not rang locked.
Wait, did we find a lens?
Yeah, we found lens and Jabu.
Didn't we just talk about that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I was about. We were all laughing at it until they
Until we
found
saw
bomb
it?
bag.
Oh my god.
Now, mind you, if we find another bomb bag somewhere else that isn't bomb locked,
we know it's the lens.
It's for lens. Although it doesn't matter, we know it's always for lens because lens is always way at the hero here.
You want to try to get the lens minigame in this chart section 100%. Also, it looks like Ryu has bailed from Domain, and he's not going to do Jabu, which is interesting. Alex going into the well with a handful of chews and no ZL. But Alex also knows that one scale is Wave the hero at least. Possibly.
He picked up the second scale.
According to his personal tracker, he did not.
He picked up the second scale. He just didn't do the
Okay.
He didn't do dive, which was weird.
Oh, Rio's actually rushing the lens game. I mean, you can go to market, check a lens game, and then save back, like just reset. If you save in Jabu, you actually right back. Okay, yeah, that's actually what he's doing. I think that's a good play. Like, not a statistically good play, but like if you have this hunch, if you really want to rule out that there's anything else in Jabu after the lens, you might want to like just get that.
Lens was in lens was in Tech Grata.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's gold scale
okay.
Currently is the point.
Okay.
Same as Boomerang was. It's the same
I
level of garbage.
I thought we were talking about Jabu, so I'm sorry. But
no, it's okay.
Now going into Jabu, it seems. Lens minigame is one of the trolliest things in the game. Chest minigame, lens minigame, all the same thing. So grabbing some tokens here. Have we seen the 30 him by now?
I don't know, actually.
No 30. I wonder if we're going to get a surprise here. The question is though, is there anything else in Jabu? I mean, at this point it's pretty likely that you need to do AD anyway, maybe. With the seed actually hinting you very strongly towards it. So might as well full clear this place. Wait, the mirror sheet wasn't in the bottom of the well, was it? Master Alex having a little bit of trouble with the fire keys here. They effectively body blocking the chest he was about to open. That room, like, if you don't get the nuts in right, then you have to struggle to not get hit by the keys. Okay, Troy Neelan. So, the goal of this game is everything is randomized, and you need to get your hands on the 6 medallions to be able to enter Genna's castle. And, well, you can enter Genna's castle at 4 medallions, But with 6 medallions, you get the Ganon's Castle boss key, and then you can go and beat Ganon, provided you have light arrows, magic, and bow. So it's just like beat the game like any percent kind of style. Oh, it looks like something is wrong on Sora's Baronade fight. Okay, now he got it. Actually, claiming he as a pronoun is probably not fair because they don't have a pronoun specified, so I'm just going to default back to they. Baronade can be annoying sometimes. So that they finally got it done. Let's see if there's anything on there. Baronade's second bomb bag. Well, that would actually mean that Rang is not Way of the Hero for the bomb bag.
Oh my god. Oh.
This is great. This is great.
So here's the fucking problem, right?
Yeah.
Is that can one of those bomb bags be Way of the Hero
No,
if both of them
none
are
of them.
accessed?
None of them is Way of the Hero. So it's just for beating Jabu, so it is AD. It might still be AD for a small key in Spirit, because logically you need all 5 Spirit small keys to beat the dungeon. Well, the Rang isn't really Way of the Hero. The scale is Way of the Hero, which leads to another scale, which leads to the boomerang.
Yeah. I'm just wondering
But
if our
it's
Rang Way of the Hero is satisfied by the bomb bags, which I don't think it was because of the second one, because they're both equally boomerang locked. And you could do theoretically not do one pick up the chest in one of those rooms if you were really out of it, and then do Baronade, and that could be your first bomb bag.
Oh yeah,
it's not locked.
I think Felix is right here. It depends on if the other bomb bag, the third one, is bomb locked. If that's the case, then the Rang would be Way of the Hero because you can't get a bomb bag without Rang.
Okay, that's what I was looking for, right? Because that satisfies Rang's Way of the Hero requirements.
Yeah, but also Rang could just be Way of the Hero for a small key on Child's High Spirit.
True, but it does change sort of the math.
Yeah, it does. So the bomb bag, actually finding the third bomb bag is very interesting now. So we kind of want to be on the lookout for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it tells you so much.
Hey, what do you think of first hook shot on adult fishing?
First hook shot on adult fishing. Oh, Master X is about to check it.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's not too bad. We have Serenade.
Well, it depends entirely on how diligent you're being with your child with your child bean planting.
Yeah. I mean, hookshot on any adult leg check always sucks, honestly.
I'm very hyped for this. Let's see.
Yeah, the lens is required to cross the wasteland because we know that we need to hard cross it at least once.
Well, we'll have to see where iron boots are, right? But regardless, if iron boots are available early, it's just iron boots are Way of the Hero. If iron boots aren't, then it's just the scales Way of the Hero.
Why are we talking about iron boots?
Because Tech Grotto.
Did we see what's in Tech Grotto?
Yes, it's lens.
Oh, the lens, yeah.
You know, sort of.
I mean, you probably like we need the lens for crossing the wasteland only. But we are not going to cross. We're going to cross the wasteland to beat Water Temple anyway. So don't think that Iron Boots actually matter for getting the lens too much, but they could. Given that we already have a scale, Iron Boots don't matter for that at all. I actually don't know about the adult spawns that we run. It's CAC, okay? With so much stuff going on 4 different screens, that's something very easy to miss, honestly. And Ryukane and Imasoda are pretty close to being done with whatever's going on in Jabu. That bomb bag's just pure evil. Let's see what Imasoda's doing on Baronade. Oh, they were a little bit too close to the boss when stunning them. But yeah. Having a little bit of trouble here, but Baronade is sometimes a bit difficult to get done correctly. Or done quickly, rather. Actually using crouch steps here to save some sticks. Some angry shield flicks from Imasoda upon finding the second ball bag, which is cracking me up. This game has a sense of humor after all. The only person on Restream who has not done Jabu yet is Master Alex.
Yeah, he's a little bit behind.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, if the other bomb bag is bomb lock, but you get it with choose, and Requiem is not required, Master Alex saves going to Jabu. Because, like, in that specific scenario, you don't even need to do it. Like, you only need to do it if, like, Child Spirit is required, or there's something on the arch. So, like, you could actually dodge Jabu in this scenario. But, like, we need more stuff. We need items. We need a hook shot. We need a hook shot, you know? All that stuff. Maybe the second hookshot is in Forest. I think that's pretty likely at this point, but the first one still has to show up, and where is it at this point? Like, we have not seen a 30 hit yet, right? It could be on 30 skulls. I'm pretty sure 30 skulls are on logic at the moment. Like, we're running out of things to do pretty quickly here, aren't we? We have the forest area done, we have river done, we have lake done. We can do a little bit of bottom of the well, but I don't think there was anything in bottom of the well that was important. We can't really do much. Imasoda's probably going for Skull Mask here as they haven't received the hint. You can't even do anything in Shadow at the moment because you need at least a hook shot. So finding a hookshot is the way to unclog the seed. Oh yeah, Imasoda checking Bomb True Bowling. Have we seen Bomb True Bowling already? Maybe I've seen it from the corner of my eye, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we saw Alex doing it. Just
Okay,
like a few
so
minutes
Bomb True
ago.
Bowling doesn't have anything either, and we know that. Oh my god, where is it? Child Goron City, maybe? Yeah, Goron City Pod is the logic with Din's Fire and Magic. And the bomb bag. But you will need to leave Papa D, also known as Darunia, behind. Hasn't Gerudo Valley already been checked? Or am I misremembering things?
Yeah, I think some of our runners did it, right?
I'm pretty sure, at least. And I'm pretty sure there was nothing in there either. Ryukane actually being very smart here and using a bean to leave the crater. That's very smart. I like that. Like, if you're missing a hookshot or hover boots and you have early Bolero, it might actually be very useful to plant the bean so it can actually leave the crater. Even if there's nothing on top of the volcano. Of Time, Death Mountain Trail, Kakariko. And Hyrule is double Wave the Hero. Yeah, there's actually no dungeon Wave the Heroes. That's really strange. But, well, they are never guaranteed. They are very likely, but they're never guaranteed, I guess. I actually don't think that, like, there's still a scenario where Jabu cannot be Wave the Hero. Well, actually Jabu could never be hinted Wave the Hero here. Because there's 2 bomb bags in there.
That's correct, yes.
And Sora slaying the king of the Dongos. Clearing up the Dongos seems like a decent play here. You're pretty likely to need the stones anyway. Actually, that's not true. You're not. Like, it's only if Requiem is required, but since you need to cross the wasteland anyway. Oh, and the first hookshot is on King Dodongo. So
Bomb locked first hookshot.
this actually opens up everything now. Well, at least we can do forest. End of the list. So Longshot in forest would actually explain everything and put crossing the wasteland in logic already.
That's my current bet.
I think that's a good bet. Forest is now the best location in the game at the moment.
What would have been interesting is if Alex had taken their strength 1 and bomb shoes into Dodongos and completed all of the Dodongos, because that could have skipped the bomb bag.
Oh yeah, if you use the choose, like if you play the choose aggressively into DC, you get the hookshot and you can save the entirety of Jabu.
Yeah,
I think that's the god route here.
absolutely it is.
I wonder if anyone did that besides Restream. Like, if we see someone finishing like 15 minutes before everyone, I think that's fair to assume.
Strength 2 in Gerudo Valley, wow.
Oh wait, so Gerudo Valley has not been checked. Until now. So the thing about the medallions is that we started with 1 medallion, so only 5 of the dungeons, of the major dungeons, have medallions. The other 3 have the spiritual stones. And since, like, there's scenarios where you don't need to beat all the dungeons because you just need to beat the ones with medallions. Also, 30 is a Hylian shield and does that. So, like, if you have, for example, like the Ocarina of Time song is blocked by the 3 spiritual stones, right? And it gives you, it might be a song that you need to beat one of the other dungeons. Like, the best example is probably Nocturne to beat Shadow, which would make this an all dungeons seed. That's what they're called, where you actually need to beat all of the dungeons. But that's not necessarily the case. I hope that explains it well enough. Yes, they know. Like, there's like, you check the Master Sword pedestal, not the Master Sword pedestal, but the thing where the spiritual stones are in, where you usually play Song of Time in the middle game to open up the door of time, and you read that as an adult, and it tells you which dungeons are which medallion. Yeah, we never know more. It's true. You're very welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask.
Yes, but we can likely know more than one of them individually does, just because of what we've seen across all 4. There's the 3rd bow.
Nice.
So none of those bows were required because you could just get the hook shot and rush and get the bow and forest.
Yeah,
so
no, but like the other bows were
there's your actual god route though, by the way.
Yeah, just skip that. Actually, since we're now in Nap Temple, or whatever you want to call forest, people dub this temple the most boring temple in the game. Let me actually plug something here. There's going to be the Ocarina of Time Randomizer League coming up, where you can, well, you have a league, and you can battle yourself in 1v1s up in rankings. And it's like that's a very new and very exciting thing that's coming up. And people put a lot of work into making everything play out. And the signups are going to end tonight at midnight UTC, right? So if you want to get involved in that, you want to play in that, definitely remember to do that in time. It's going to be very cool. I'm curious as to what face Ryuken will make here upon seeing that hookshot. The most nagging question for me is Jabu actually skippable on the sea? Like, that's what I'm not going to find out until probably the very end, but I'm really curious. The facepalm. We commentators can see, because we're watching the individual streams rather than the restream, we see when people have face cams on, and Ryuken is just like not happy about this. And that's why you like spend a couple chews to beat DC with strength if you can. Because all of this was avoidable, but because the way of the heroes scale, like everything was just hinting towards Jabu so heavily that, like, did you really have a choice, or was the seed?
No, not really. Like, I think that you're kind of obligated to do Jabu.
Yep.
I think the real metric of that is, even if you god routed forest and everything like that, and then you find scale and stuff after, I feel like you're still obligated to do Jabu.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you still have to feel obligated to do Jabu. And
you know what? It even feels worse. It feels so much worse after that. Yeah. But breaking logic, if you can break logic, if you know how to do it and when to do it, you can actually skip a bunch of stuff, which actually results in a faster finishing time. So the god route definitely being using the chews in DC. Like with a 15 pack of chew and already having strength going into DC, I don't see why you don't just beat DC right then and there when you go there for the first time. The third bomb.
So what you're
bag-
saying is, if somebody rushed adult, ran upriver and got the bomb chews, then went through Kakariko, did the Kakariko checks, and then went up, did
Yeah.
Death Mountain Trail checks because Death Mountain Trail's way the hero, found out it was Storms locked, and then went down to Dodongos. They would just complete that. I feel like that would be that would tell you Storm's way the hero, which you're gonna find out very quickly after in Temple of Time, and then it would tell you a couple of things, frankly.
Yeah, but like getting that hook shot, like you have Forest Temple as a progression dungeon on the table that you can full clear, right? Because you have the strength already, you have the bow from Dampe Rays, and you just BTC for the hook shot. You're going to rush Forest Temple. Like you're not even going to follow the storms. You're going to do your progression first. Given that you also have Minuet like there super quickly, and like given the long shot. Given that you have the long shot and the medallion layout and the song layout, you know that you need to cross the wasteland. So you're going to cross the wasteland immediately, right? Like I can see how you can dodge Jabu here, but it's
no. But the problem is, even once you do that, you go, right, scale away the hero. All right, what's the scale away the hero thing? Do domain, nothing there. Okay, well. The Jabu check there couldn't be it because of the other bomb bag. So, no, it's just out here in here. So another scale into boomerang. There you go. Like that, like you have to do Jabu at that point.
Yeah, I think you can actually skip it for a while. It depends on what you find and how you snowball from there. If you do that, if you can do that. Imasword is going for child DC here. Oh, they have the bugs. They think they think there's something on skulls. They didn't find the 30 hint yet, and maybe they didn't find the 13. I'm not sure, but they still have 10 and 20 on their mind, and we haven't seen 20 yet. I'm not sure if we have even seen 10 yet.
The problem with finding lens making you not find Jabu is that to find lens, currently you need gold scale, and if you get gold scale, you're doing lab dive to get boomerang. So that's at that point you're not ignoring Jabu.
Honestly, knowing that you need gold scale to get the lens, like that actually satisfies the way of the hero for scale.
It does.
So you might actually not need
unless we find iron boots.
Yeah. We need to find the iron boots before crossing the wasteland, basically. But at the same time, like even if you consider logic, there might actually be no need for boomerang in this seed, even though it's like heavily suggested. Because you might just need gold scale for the lens.
Well, we know for a fact that that boomerang's gonna be way the hero. Like the third bomb bag's not gonna be not bomb locked at this point.
Do we know that guarantee though?
I don't think there's a whole lot of not bomb locked checks
left
remaining, because hookshot is bomb locked. Like I get that you could theoretically do it without bomb bag, but it's logically bomb locked.
Yeah.
So most of the checks you're gonna see as a result of like the latter half of the game are in some way hookshot locked. So
like everything is indirectly bomb locked somehow. But like we haven't seen 20 yet. What if 20 is a bomb bag?
That's about one of the few that it could be. 10 to 20 skulls could be that. That's about it.
Yeah, dude, if that actually happens... Yeah, Imasoda's going really hard on the skulls here. And I can't blame them, honestly. Like, at this point, you feel like you
There's
missed
20
something.
skulls. So yeah, we're about to see 10 and 20 right now from Ema, so...
Well, but a bombback in GTG would be long shot locked at this point. So, being hookshot locked and thus being bomb locked. Spoiler logs get unlocked after everyone is done in the race.
Long shot in forest.
Long shot in
Sora
forest.
found it. Told you.
Okay, so it looks like we are back on track.
Yeah, and nothing in 10 or 20. Both dead. Waste of time.
Yeah. You hate to see it. I'm still curious where the third bomb bag shows up.
I think GGG's a pretty good bet for it, actually. GGG behind the strength 2 block.
Doesn't need to be behind the strength 2 block.
No, but I'm
It
sure
can
it
be.
will be.
Can be anywhere. Well, it cannot be on BMOS, on the BMOS check. And if BMOS is a small key, it cannot be in the center either.
I mean, it can. Absolutely can, because the long shot's required to get there regardless. Consider that Water
Oh,
Temple
yeah.
is...
Yeah, you're right.
Water Temple's medallion is required for opponent anyway, so...
Yeah, that would just make the third bomb bag bomb locked. So that
Yes.
would actually
Any
prove that Boomerang was required to get the bomb
Right.
bag out of Babu. That's true, yeah. Yeah, there is a setting for keys of vanilla. I personally struggle with that one. I think I played that once, and I couldn't actually remember where all the small keys are, especially like in GTG.
really is a nightmare.
Yeah, Zelda's Lullaby is in Logic right now.
Yes, we have lens, we have a long shot.
Finally.
We have easily have enough to cross the wasteland to.
We
get
can
there,
actually
so.
gold scale water too. For whatever that's worth.
Seems reasonable.
Be on the lookout for hover boots on Central Pillar, because Water Temple was not hinted foolish. Then we still need irons. Imosoda seems to be grasping for straws here. They are missing something. What are they missing?
They didn't do DC, so they don't have hookshot.
Oh, they're looking for the hook.
Yeah, they put off DC for too long.
I feel like DC is a much stronger location than dipping half the bottom of the well is. But I think they're following the Storm's Way of the Hero still. And I think because they are already child. They kind of want to get that out of the way first before going DC. But like the next play should be DC.
What songs are we missing? Saria's song and Sun Song are in the Sun Song grave. There's a third
And
song
Ice.
I see too, but yeah, and Ice, and also the Composer's Graveyard, because we know OoT has Requiem and Requiem has ZL.
And also Epona's song is on the Nocturne check, also known as Burning Keg.
Yeah,
Which is
right. That's the one I was forgetting about. I was like, there's a third one.
Yeah, but Burning Keg is 100% ZL locked as well, because Water is ZL locked. So 3 songs are ZL locked in the scene. Oh, Fire Temple Foolish is so lovely. Unless, like, the boss key is on Megaton Hammer Chest. At least we got the boss key in Walter hinted, which is really handy. I always like to see Walter Temple boss key being hinted in one of the 2 checks. But who knows? The seed might actually be even more evil and you have something required in water. Which is very unlikely, but could still happen. I feel like when you are in DC, you have strength, you have a couple chews, like you have more, like we had more than 10 chews at the point, I think. You kind of want to finish the dungeon regardless, right? Like you want to spend those 2 chews to light the eyes, and the 3rd one to go into the fight. Even if it's a stone. Like, once you're done in DC with all the checks except for whatever's behind the skull, like that's the rest of it. It's not that like you can save half the dungeon as like you're skipping Baronade. Like you do the 3 checks and then just skip Baronade. That saves a lot more time. Given that there's some mini bars and then you like need to lower down the elevator, all that stuff. Oh, Imasoda didn't have the choose. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I'm pretty sure most runners did. Oh, did they? Because with the strength of... No, actually, that's a good point. That's a very good point. If you don't have the choose, you don't really... You're not going to rush DC after you get your choose,
Yeah,
right? Like,
because
the
you've
choose were
already
in the river.
Yeah.
And you do CAG into dipping DC with the strength, which is a good play, honestly.
You gotta love the last possible location for Temple Bosky.
I mean, you're going to open that chest anyway. Doesn't really matter. If you're in go mode, however, that's a different story. Oh, Sora doesn't have a shield. Actually, Bickeron Sword puts in some work here. Because he can't really do crouch stabs, but having the Bickeron Sword actually makes this fight reasonably quick. I always feel like Forest Temple without a shield is scary. I mean, I can see, like, if you clear everything in DC with strength, there's like, how many checks left? 3? With the one above Dodongo, the one at the end of the bridge, and King Dodongo themselves. So, like, why would you want to go back to something that burns through 3 chews and is very slow, given that you need to go back into the dungeon? Dude, Rio's showing off some tech here. Although it wasn't fully successful. But that's really cool. You can actually stun Phantom Ganon by, like, you distract him with an arrow, so he does this like spin animation with his weapon. And then you can actually, if he's close enough to you, can slash him with a sword, which not only deals damage to him, but also stuns him. So you can, like, basically alternate between slashing with your sword and shooting a bow at him to distract him at the right moment, to stun lock him, basically. Which not only looks cool, but if done optimally is fast and consistent. It's pretty tricky though.
Yeah, you need the right positioning for him with the bow, because you have to like hit him right afterwards.
Yeah. You have to be in his face.
A lot easier to do if you have a bigger on sword, just because of the length of the sword.
And it looks so cool. It's so awesome. Looks like Ryu is going to get the Scarecrow set up and then cross the wasteland here. Maybe do some adult lake checks on the way. But at this point, I would be intrigued to skip the lake checks. Because you have Sarah and you can come back anytime. The checks here are slow, and you really want to push your progression, right? You really want to cross the wasteland at this point. But that's personal preference, I guess. Sometimes you can afford to be thorough, but at this point, I think, given how bottlenecked the seed into the bomb bag was, at least it felt like that. And given how you probably wasted a lot, like you feel like you wasted a lot of time on like doing all of Jabu and stuff, you probably want to like cut something short, right? Master Alex getting that spring-loaded chain from King Dodongo.
Emo is rushing to Dongo's cavern right now, and
I mean,
they're going to be sorely disappointed when they find out that's where Hookshot is.
I think Emo Soda's pretty much out of checks here anyway. They even did 10 and 20 already.
They're pretty well world cleared.
Yep.
They're going to see us and immediately rush Forest and know that they're behind, but it's possible that the mass checks that they've done will help them catch up as other people do those checks too.
Yeah. And Emo Soda has been pretty clean in what they're doing, so it depends on what the other players are doing, obviously, but like their clearing speed is pretty fast. That's a hard container on top of the lab. Shoot the Sun was hinted dead, right?
I believe so, yes.
Oh,
I think it would be.
I'm not sure. Isn't there a command for that too, sometimes? It wasn't, okay. Guess I'm getting some seed bleed here. But like we don't have Sun Song, so I was thinking about peeking Shoot the Sun here, but given that the time of day doesn't work out and you don't want to wait, that's probably not that good of an idea. You can get to the... You mean the waterfall in Gerudo Valley? Yes, you can get there, so don't you just jump down from the other side. I think you can even jump down from either side is fine. Okay, Sora attempting to get the skull here, but failing it. Given that time of day is a concern here. But he's going to skip. He's going to peek the crate here in a second. Which is nothing. Hurricane also crossing the wasteland, being right behind them. Definitely help me out on that, guys. That the freestanding items actually reflect the model of the item they actually are. That was a change that was like after 2.0 or 1.0 version of the randomizer. I'm not 100% certain because I didn't really touch the game that much before that was a thing. 4.0, okay. And Imasoda getting the hands on their hookshot here as well. Oh, Ryu is doing Valley, yeah. Ryu hates Gerudo Valley with a passion. Yeah, I think that's he's going to Death Warp here. Given that they are quite healthy, that's going to take a moment, but it's still faster than going around, and the Octoroks are pretty quick. Actually want to get hit 2 times here. That's actually pretty quick. And that's the death. This is the moment where you sometimes remember that you have a fairy bottle and you need to do it all again.
If you had a fairy bottle at that point, that would be so unfortunate.
That's a waste of time, it's frustrating. I think Emo Soda is slightly tilted. Looks like the execution got a little hit from whatever just happened in DC. Basically last locationing, almost last
I feel pretty tilted that you like dipped the place that you last location. It's your only progression, right?
Yeah. But like, if you don't have the choose to do it, what's like? There's no way.
It was the wrong choice, but it was kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. It was hard to avoid though. And Sora's checking out GTG here. I mean, with the strength 2, Sora does not have the strength 2. So Ryuken is actually in a really good spot here because he can just cross the wasteland and do some checks in Spirit. And that would give you an idea if you're ZL locked or not. Like you can, if you're AD locked. You will get ZL at the end of the wasteland anyway. So you can do the first 2 checks as a dot with that strength 2 and find out, wait, Ryu does not have the mirror shield. If you had the mirror shield crossing for the first time, and the key logic actually plays out, you could just clear that place out in one go. Which would also mean that Child Spirit is not required. Which would also mean that... Oh, nice light arrows in GTG. If you have Feroz, you set in a GTG and just cross, honestly. I mean, don't you need the hammer to beat the game anyway? So getting the lights out of logic doesn't really matter that much. It's actually pretty convenient because you don't need to go back with the hammer for one single check in GTG. And like, hammer rocks was hinted dead even, so like, no reason to come back here. So what items are we missing? We were just talking about the hammer, we need the hammer. We need iron boots, maybe, but like gold scale could also do the trick. Yeah, but we could still be looking at a logical AD and not a hard AD with a child spirit having a small key. So by the logic, hover boots would be required, but we might actually be able to skip them. Like that's a seed where I will 100% check the spoiler log after the race. And Sora's going for the same strategy here. They really want to Death Warp to using some bombs and some Ocarina strats to get some more damage. Medallions don't count. Like dungeon rewards don't count as Way of the Hero or Foolish. Shuffled medallions into the item pool when? So we have double Forest Temple, double nap time, and two players, the other two players are actually in GTG right now. Well, Din's Ferry is in a foolish location, but given that the bomb, there's a, like, if a bomb bag, the issue with progressive items, like, there's where the second copy of it doesn't unlock any more checks than the first one did, like bomb bags or bows. Those can still be in foolish locations as long as they are logically locked by a copy of the same item. So there could be a bomb bag, a bomb locked bomb bag in Din's Ferry. But that would make the rank wave the hero and all that stuff that we discussed earlier. Foolish locations can have major items if they logically lock themselves. No, I don't think they changed that. Yeah, that was definitely a change that was made. They changed it so if you have a hinted if a foolish location is hinted, you can't have a hint. Like at least a sometimes hint pointing to it. To a check in the same location. Which also is true for the other way around. If you get a sometimes hint for a location, that means the area can't be hinted foolish. I just love these little things about the like knowing these little things about the game. There's so much detail to everything. Like this is a very complex game. Did we see anything in GTG besides the light arrows though? Don't think so. Bomb bag and center chest? Really? Well, because that's locked by long shot, that is bomb locked. Yes, so rank is required. Logically. But also, no, not even logically, it's hard required. Well, you can do King to Dongo with choose, so it's not hard required, but logically it's required, yes. Was it in the boomerang chest? I thought they were going from left to right. Like if you have boomerang, you go left to right. And it wasn't pretty much. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the first chest. So that's boomerang locked. This is just me. But now onto the more important part. Is Requiem required to beat Spirit, or is there anything on the Arch? Ryuken is going to find out for us shortly. That's where we actually can decide if you were required to do Jabu, because you could have skipped it. Maybe. Always feels rough getting your ZL this late. Yeah, we will not find out if the boss key is mirror shield locked, maybe, because Ryuken does not have the mirror shield. Sorry for asking again, but where was the mirror shield? I forgot. Not having it for Roars also kind of hurts. Oh, and Lost Woods. It seems that people like skipping Lost Woods recently. Isn't necessarily the best idea, but also maybe not the worst. Just like with all areas, kind of depends on if there's anything in there. Boss key could be on Shire's side, but we can determine if, at least for now, we're good to go. So you kind of want to see... Well, Ryuken has to cross for the second time anyway. I'm pretty sure people skip Lost Woods on purpose because checks are slow.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult for people to go back to Lost Woods to get that mirror shield.
I mean, at least it's not in a child lock check. You can't do it as a adult.
Yeah, thank God, right? Like, you can get it as time either age, so...
But, like, when do you ever go back? Like, that mirror sheet is going to trip people up, I think. Just because it has trended recently that people skip Lost Woods. And given how bad the bomb back location was, I can't blame them, because the grotto is bomb locked. Yeah, Emo Soda has the strength and the mirror shield to be able to uncover more of Spirit and maybe be able to get it done in one trip. Master Alex is not looking that bad either. He has the mirror shield, he's lacking the strength, but he might pick it up on the way. So he's also not looking that bad on that aspect. Also, we didn't find... Did Ryuken check left side or right side first? In Spirit. Left side first. So that means there's no key on the first check. So if there's no key in here, if this check is not a key, it is an AD seed. It is a hard AD seed. Get ready. Okay, it's not. It's at least for now. It's not AD. It really hurts to see though that Ryuken will need to cross the wasteland for a second time. And Master Alex is actually skipping the river stuff. The lake stuff, I'm sorry. And is heading straight out to Gerudo Valley to cross the wasteland. We can still be key locked, but we got a decent chance we're not. Actually, I think getting key locked on small keys here is really hard. But boss key could just, yeah, if both child checks are keys, yes. Or if the boss key's in there.
Yeah, that's about our only options. I'd love to see boss key child sphere to make things truly frustrating.
Oh, I after all of that horrible Jabu stuff, I would actually cut the player some slack here. But it's not me who decides that. It has been, the destiny of these runners has already been decided. and is going to be uncovered shortly. Wait, you can actually hook to that spot? To the, like, pillar, what that is? That's cool, I didn't know that. I mean, it's made out of wood, that makes sense. But like, that's really cool if you want to if you want to peek the crate immediately. You can just hook shot to the thing. That's brilliant, I didn't know that. See, I learned something new today as well. Like, this game is so old. Like, it's 25 years old at this point. But you still learn new things about it every day. Ryuken is still grabbing some skulls. Didn't they get the 30 hint though? We have enough keys to at least go up all the way in spirit. Because we have 2 keys right now, and that's all we need to go up higher. And we can also get the right hand? The right hand where the strength is. Oh, and there's hovers. I mean, the hovers might not mean anything. But yes, clearing shadow is now fully in logic. Or is it? Because of keys, right, VXR? No, we have 1 key, so we can actually enter that room. There's no... I think that's fine. That's 3 key locked as adult? I'm actually going to leave that to the Spirit Temple key logic experts. Could waste a key on Chaiset from the back. We're talking about hovers, right? Is it an adult-only check? Because you can get it as child too, from the other side. Once you spend 1 key, you can actually reach that chest and do it. Either side is fine. So you can't even burn a key. Oh, okay, never mind, that's the boss key. The boss key is actually there. So we can actually beat this in 1 trip. Yeah. Child can reach it with 5 keys, yes. But like you can't burn a key. I'm still thinking of like you can't waste a key in a way that you cannot get hover boots. The seed will still be completable. So this is... Ryuken is probably going to be sad and happy about this at the same time. Because he might be able to avoid Shadow. But he also needs to cross the wasteland again, because he doesn't have Mirror Shield. And who knows where that is. Like, from his point of view, it could be anywhere. Also, Sora doesn't have the Mirror Shield either. But Master Alex and Imasolda are actually right behind them. And they will both be able to beat Shadow on the Spirit on the first trip, which is really strong. Like, that actually puts them ahead. Like, they were slightly behind because of their dungeon progression and getting the hookshot later. But now, because they already have the Mirror Sheet, they're pulling ahead. This is very interesting. Did we get anything else in Kakariko that can be considered Way of the Hero?
Not from our memory, just Din's Fire, I think.
So, either there's like a small key on Child Side Spirit, which would make this a logical AD, or there's an item. Oh, the minuet. Well, where did we get Saria's? We didn't. If Saria's is on... Wait, no, Saria's can't be in Burning Cake. Saria's has to be... It's ZL locked anyway.
Yeah.
So it's
But
long shot
if
locked.
Saria's-
Oh, I got
Saria's-
it, I got it.
Yeah.
So Minuet is Way of the Hero because it's our logical access to Forest, because Forest locks the long shot, which in turn locks Saria's behind ZL.
I agree with
So Din's might actually be a fluke too. Oh, this is so interesting. I love it. You know what? Hover boots. Din's could be Way of the Hero to get the hover boots out of Spirit to get to Volvagia. The more I think about this, the worse it gets. Fire can actually be hover locked at this point. And given that we don't have any information on Fire other than it's foolish, because if there's a foolish dungeon, you're not going in there. It doesn't even really matter. Like, there's no point in going into Fire without a hammer. And Ryuken is actually doing the shadow play here. Dude, Child Spirit, like, this seed already gave us a lot of shit. Like, having the hammer and Child Side Spirit, that would just be cruel and hilarious at the same time. So, but like, given what we know right now, Shadow Temple might actually be completely empty. And I think at this point, well, Ryo's looking for Mirror Shield. But I think we might actually be Hammer from Go mode. Right? Because we could maybe do Water Temple with Gold Scale. Like, just get two keys, get the boss key, get out. So we might actually be Hammer from Go mode here. We also already have light arrows. Well, neither Emo Soda nor Master Alex have the light arrows because none of these players went into GTG. They felt behind, which is fair, so they actually skipped GTG to make up some progression. Completely fair. And Sora also being like kind of out of checks and going into Shadow here. Where's that hammer? The hammer could be in water too. I feel like Shadow is the best play here, given the check density, and given that they also already cleared GTG as well. And with the 3 medallions we have, we can't enter Ganon's castle yet. But Ganon's castle becomes accessible for Emo Soda and Master Alex in a few minutes here, because they will have the 4th medallion. So Ganon's castle might actually have the hammer, and that's just it. That's go mode. Potentially. I don't actually expect too much from Shadow here. Given that Ryukane and Sora were both running out of checks really fast, out of locations. Oh, actually, I need to do something real quick. Because I don't have the cool emotes at the moment. I need to put my Prime in. I forgot that. I think that's going to be my 1-year anniversary as well. Okay, it's 11-month anniversary, but I skipped a month. But actually, I'm pretty sure that it's almost exactly 1 year since I commentated this for the first time. Dude, time flies. Time really flies. Oh yeah, we have not seen anyone go to ice yet. But ice being like a mile out of logic, like you might not even need to go there. The song is probably not going to be important. Yeah, ice is in logic, that's true. With the Zia we just got. Dude, Sarias for hammer on Dancing Dead would be evil. I mean, either of the Sarias luck checks would be evil. Evil or amazing, it really depends on the perspective, right? It depends on which side of the race you are. Are you a racer? Are you a commentator or just a viewer?
Honestly, it is a big perspective thing. Like, it also changes like how you view the seed. Like, as a commentator, you can't cheer for somebody. You're kind of hoping for like the circumstances to give a nice even race. But as a viewer, you're like cheering for underdogs and stuff.
Yeah,
It's a very experience.
I mean, even as a commentator, you can cheer for certain people. You have to like do it quietly though. Probably.
Yeah, it can't be commentary itself. Like, you have to be neutral with what you're saying, but you can privately hope that something goes well for somebody, right?
I mean, I just hope that the seed is interesting, so there's a lot to talk about, and the seed is perfect for that.
Well, and it's front. We've kind of hit a point where everyone's just kind of doing the things that we already know about. Yeah, we'll see what shows up, because we're kind of missing a couple items like hammer and stuff that will get us to the end point. So we'll see like what one item locks us out of the game, and then we can talk about stuff again.
Yeah, at the moment it's just like people are doing checks. I mean, that's not surprising because that's basically the name of the game. But I think we are a hammer from Go mode here. So if that hammer ends up being... Where could that hammer be? I think it's if it's in Ganon's castle, that's actually the best outcome here for Emo Soda and Master Alex. Because they will get the 4th medallion, and you will 100% go to Ganon's castle before you check Shadow.
So yeah.
And you also... I think you want to also try to beat water. Which honestly, Ryukane and Sora both could have gone and tried to beat water in order to get the 4th medallion to go to Ganon's castle. To try to avoid Shadow. And get some progression done, right? But Shadow's more check-ins, and Din's is Way of the Hero, so I get behind that. And hovers. Like, the fact that logic hints you towards getting Din's and hovers kind of Way of the Hero to, like, the odds of something being in Shadow are so much higher than the hovers just being required to get to Volvagia, right? Yeah, I actually agree on that. Do your progression first.
So let's say it's not in Ganon's castle. Where do you think it's most likely to be? Do you think?
Then it could be in Shadow or the Locked in Well.
Oh, true. That's true.
But I think other than that, we don't have that much left. Maybe Ice. Ice is still a thing, and then like a child cleanup. It's like Saria's song lock checks and stuff. When you get Saria's song. Also, we might still need like if the no, actually we know that we don't need Iron Boots to beat water. Because we know where the boss key is and we will get 2 keys. Logically, that's maybe another thing, because there might be a small key on Central Pillar. But given that we only physically need 2 small keys, we know that Water Temple is gold scalable. Right? So actually just doing that, getting that out of the way, and then do Ganon's Castle, which is a very check-dance location. And it's much quicker to do than Shadow. Shadow is really slow. Like, I feel like that's definitely a gamble here, going into Shadow. I mean, we have seen most of the stuff in Shadow already, right? There's like how many checks in, like real item checks in Shadow? Let me quickly... Shadow Temple has 12 items. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more checks. We're already halfway done almost. And most of this stuff up until this point has to be small keys. So Shadow being a bust is actually quite possible. But maybe they are thinking... This is like... Oh, okay, I can see it. So because they don't want to cross the wasteland again, they are doing Shadow, which is like kind of a way to do checks, and at the same time go to Colossus again. I think that's actually not that bad. Yeah, let's hope they do Lost Woods cleanup though. Also, if the hammer actually ends up on Childside Spirit, this is huge for them. Because I think Emo Soda and Master Alex both will push that Shadow Temple back until they're done with Ganon's. Oh wait, Master Alex is going... They didn't check GTG yet. So Master Alex looks like he's going to check the Fairy Fountain and then reverse to GTG and clear that, which is fair. Yeah, it looks like the rest of Spirit Temple has been very uneventful. Yeah, unfortunately there's nothing else in GTG other than the Light Arrows. So like if you get the Light Arrow hint from Ganon, you might still be better off. Because you're not going to full clear GTG, but then again you have to go there again, which is really slow. Maybe it doesn't take that much. Like it doesn't make that much of a difference. Master Alex is going into water here. I like that play. Like, just do what you know you can do and beat it, and like what you have to do at least as well. But what will Imasoda do? I think that would have been the play before Shadow. Well, at least for the left half of our runners. Maybe just get the Fairy Fawn out of the way and just play Serenade for Imasoda as well. Maybe go back to GTG. But like, I feel progression is much stronger here. And Shadow was empty, wasn't it? I don't think we've seen anything in Shadow. So the only way this can't yield anything if there's a required item on Child's Spirit. Did Ryukane skip the maze? He did not, okay. And Imasaur is actually following Master Alex into Water Temple, so they're actually pretty close right now. So we just need to get 2 small keys and just beat the boss, basically. Because that river hint is really, really good. Well, I don't think you need the Iron Boots. Like, you can 100% gold scale water, and the only check that's not reachable if you don't have Iron Boots, but you have gold scale, is Central Pillar. So there would need to be an item on Central Pillar, like Hammer on Central Pillar. The issue with Ryukane he wasn't like. The first time he was in Calc, it was nighttime, so he couldn't do Anju. And the second time, right after DC, he was probably feeling behind because he got the hookshot. So he was going to push his progression. I can't blame him. So, and they don't have Sunsong as well. So I think it's reasonable to forget Anju here. That's just the risk that you're taking if you don't make it into Calc during daytime as adult. And I think Master Alex just got 2 keys. Hover Boots being a very nice convenient tool in this dungeon. And he's going to go for River Chest and then straight to water. Yeah, this is a triple water temple, and depending on what Sora does next, we might actually see a quadruple water temple here. From Sora's and Ryukane's point of view, except for some slow child checks in Lost Woods, we are pretty much out of stuff to do except for Ganon's. And like Child Spirit. Well, Irons and Child Locked in Spirit would make this a logical AD, but given that we needed the gold scale anyway, this gold scale is actually pretty convenient, because like you can actually skip Child Spirit, and so we can skip all of Shadow. You can skip. This seed is this seed is a very good example of how powerful breaking logic is with Chews. Like, Chews are just way too powerful. I don't mean nerf Chews. I think they're fine as they are, but they are very, very powerful. I mean, if Central Pillar is the hammer, that's going to be a hard last location for a lot of people. A lot of people. Just want to reinforce that. Ocarina of Time teaches Requiem of Spirit. which might or might not be required depending on if there's a key on, if there's an item on Child Side Spirit. Yeah, there's actually quadruple water time, but it's going to be a short one, so this is fair. This is fine. Irons and Child Spirit for Central Pillar Hammer. Ooh, that's probably the worst thing that could happen right now for these runners. That's a cool strat. I've never seen that before. The strat that Soda's doing. Just stand at the wall and do the right. Like, that's a variation of the strat that was very commonly used back in the day. But like, so many strats have changed or have improved in the last year. There's some incredible progress. Like, so many new tricks have been found, many new setups to speed things up. Like, this game has so much more to offer still. There's like, I think there's so many more options of finding new tricks and stuff. Yep, Zelda and Master Alex still did not touch GTG, but they want to get their progression out of the way, and I think they feel so far behind, probably, that they actually want to try to skip GTG in an attempt to save time, which is going to be fine, I guess, because the light arrow hint will save them. And I think you want to do right side first, because you have Song of Time, and that's just a couple checks that you can get quickly. So you would actually maybe like do right side maze into the hammer chestnut and get light arrows pretty quickly, but getting to GTG is more the problem here. But I'm actually really sure that Soda and Master Alex will both go into Ganon's castle from here, because that's just the best location for them to check for items. Actually, we can thank the developers. I mean, they made it horrible to switch between Iron Boots. I think they actually stated that. Like, one of the developers or one of the people involved in making this game actually apologized for making Water Temple so horrible without the boot switching in vanilla, because there was no hotkey for that. So we can at least be thankful that they didn't make Iron Boots required for Morpher for the boss fight itself, because that would have slowed down the pace of the boss fight so badly. I think that would make Water Temple completely unplayable. Actually, both of them back to back here, beating Morpher pretty quickly by pinning it in a corner. Very nicely done. And that's another item on Morpher too. I think we've seen 2 items in water so far, like a piece of heart on Dark Link and then this thing, the red rupee. I don't feel like the water tempo, the water level switching is as bad as going into your menu and equipping Iron Boots every 10 seconds, what it feels like. And that's a blue rupee. Actually, Zelda very smart, saving after water and then resetting out of the cutscene, so he doesn't need to do it. And also getting the song here at the same time, which is Saria's. Yeah, with this you... No, wait, that was Eponus, I'm sorry. We knew that it was Eponus. I'm not a musical genius, I can't read notes. Props to everyone who can read notes, but I can't. Even if they're labeled with buttons. Yep, that's the Ganon's Castle play from Imasolda. Master Alex making a quick pit stop in Kakariko here to get some skull checks done, and I think that might be a Composer's Grave check. Oh, Master Alex is going for Shadow here. That's very interesting. So he's actually going to take the risk here. He has enough medallions to go into Ganon's. Maybe he doesn't realize. Maybe he does this on purpose. So Imasolda playing... making the more favorable play, I think. But it might actually not pay off. And then it's either Shadow and Spirit or maybe Child Cleanup. Yeah, I think that given this situation, you really want to push Ganon's Castle. Because it's just so much quicker than doing Shadow. Shadow just takes so long. And we know it's foolish on top of that. So Imasolda, like if the hammer is here, then Imasolda wins on restream probably. And that's especially cool in my opinion, because they were the last person to pick up the hookshot. They basically last location the hookshot. So actually pulling a victory from that would be really sweet. But we still don't know. Well, you 100% need hammer to beat the dragon. You need the hammer to slay the dragon. You can't stun the dragon without... You can deal a lot of damage. You can actually reduce the dragon's hit points to like 1 or something. But you need to stun her with the hammer and deal the finishing blow. Unless, other than that, you cannot beat her. And that's for Raws. I think that's kind of handy. You can set that right here. But has Imasolda already done all the checks? I swear I only looked away for a second. Spirit and Forest Trial, right? They still need to do Shadow and Water Trial. Okay, they went the other way around. No, wait. Lord Nanfoodle, thanks for the 4 months resub. Appreciate it. So where's the hammer? We know where it is not. Where it is not. But... Oski chest is nothing. Or was it? It was nothing, right? Setting for Raws, warping. Mirashid is in the generic grotto next to the Goron City entrance in Lost Woods. Which Ryuken actually is actually child right now. So he might be finding that Mirashid soon. And he will get Requiem now, so he has a fast way back to Spirit. And if Hammer ends up being in here, in Child, like, he might actually skip Child Spirit, so he can full clear Child before ever going back at all, so he doesn't need to go back at all. And that would get the Hammers on there. That gives him a slight edge towards other people. The issue is though, well, the same for Sora too, because he already did Shadow. And he's going to pick up Requiem shortly. But they still need Mirror Shield. And I think you might want to still full clear Child. Yeah, that's the Requiem play by Ryuken. He's going in. And Sora's actually going to check out Ganon's now. That's a Hylian shield. We're running out of checks and cannons. So is the hammer in here or not? I kind of want this for Emosoda to pay out because they had such a bad time. Also, if I were a runner in this situation, I really wanted the hammer to be in here and not anywhere else. Because like if the hammer's not in here, then all of a sudden you like it Shadow Temple behind. Oh no, there's nothing in Ganon's castle. What about like maybe a strength 3 in Child Spirit to go and get the stuff out of, get your hammer out of Light Trial? Yeah, Child Spirit checks incoming. Very nice little trick to save some time. Pull the slingshot, release it, and backflip at the same time. So you actually void out while the crystal switch gets hit and the enemy gets killed. So you skip the cutscenes but still open the door. Saves a few seconds. And that's a recovery heart. So the left side didn't have anything. It's not, and it's not AD. So Shadow Temple was bait. And Jabu was completely avoidable as well with the choose. Beating Dodongo with the choose. And Bombshell Bowling didn't have anything. Like, you could have skipped 2 of the stone dungeons here. That hurts. Yeah, Jabu is logically needed for bombs, but with the choose, you can actually pull that off. 15 choose is a little bit on the low end for everything, but I think you can beat the game with just that, if you're careful. Ice is a play here, yeah.
Just a small heads up, I'm going to refresh all the streams because of some syncs we had over the run. The delay got a bit too high and I just waited until we have no new checks.
Okay.
So by now... Oh, Fortress is foolish, so horseback archery won't happen.
Yeah, I think
Or
you're
at
good to
least
go.
it's not required. So I give a quick refresh. And also, commentators and trackers, refresh your page as well.
Okay. And we're back with ZL in bottom of the well. Let's see what Ryuken is going to find. Actually, Ryuken skipped the entirety of well until now. So we have the rest of we have the unlocked checks in well. We have Ice Cavern. We have a few fairy fountains. And we have a few checks in Lost Woods Goron City as child. And that's it. There's not that much game left. Emosoda with the statistically best play here, just going for GTG. Oh, there was second magic in the boss key chest in Ganon's. I missed that. That's funny. Master Alex fighting his way through Shadow. Although, that's going to be very disappointing. And we got our first place finisher, Cariosa finishing first place with a time of 2 hours, 26 minutes and 5 seconds. So, someone found the God route. Someone found it. Yeah. Actually, based upon that finishing time, the hammer might just be on a check that's like Saria's locked or something. Or like easy to find in the child section of the game. GG's. The funnier part about this is that I was about to check the race room to see how people are doing. And like Cariosa finished like 10 seconds before I looked. What a timing. Also the race room name is Amused Saria. So if that's not pointing to Saria's song being required, I don't know. Frogs 1 has been checked. The DMT Storm's Grotto had the scale. I don't know if the Kokiri Grotto was checked. It was, okay. Thank you. So where's that hand? I think we already saw all the Zia lock checks from Ryukane here. So no hammer, well. So it has to be like Child Goro City or something. Or Ice. But there's a couple of checks in Lost Woods and Goro City area as Child. That's left. There's Ice Cavern. And some fairy fountains. Yeah, Death Mountain Trail fairy fountain. Certainly. Was fountain hinted foolish? No. So the fairy fountain in Zora's fountain could also still be a thing. Like Zora's fountain in general could be a thing. Oh, Ryukane going for the Composer Grave. Did we already see this? Big Pulse is also a check, yes. That's very true. And Ryuken is back in Lost Woods. So he's probably going to find his mirror sheet here. But I think you continue just a bit to find Hammer. Nothing on the scrub. Zora cleaning up bottom of the well, only to be disappointed in the end. First Saria's check incoming with Skull Kid. Is this just going to be the hammer? Nope. But Ryuken is going to extend the play here into Goron City. Maybe. Oh yeah, slingshot minigame. It's also a thing. Nope. Goron City it is. And after that, it's, I think, ice, and that's it. This is going to be the mirror sheet for Ryuken here. Meanwhile, Sora's still checking out bottom of the well. Imasoda checking some fairy fountains. Master Alex, I think they're actually in the same area, right? They're actually both checking the same fairy fountain. Oh, that face palming. Ryuken is not happy to see that mirror shield. This is what happens when you skip Lost Woods. Wait, did I just miss the hammer? Did Imasoda find it? It's in the oh, it's in the fairy fountain. Okay. Well, that's go mode. And we have a second place finisher, Ikola, with a time of 2:33.37. GG's. Ikola's on a roll. Well, Master Alex is right behind Imasoda. So this could still come down to like failed execution on Volvagia or something. But no, never mind. Master Alex doesn't have light arrows. So Imasoda's just straight ahead. Two back-to-back second place finishes, that's amazing. Good job, Ikola. It's really interesting that with all the divergence we've seen, all the runners have been in Water Temple at the same time. Also, AD was completely bait. Not only was Shadow bait, but Jabu was bait as well if you choose a DC to get the hook shot. Like, this seed was... most of the seed was a suggestion.
Also, about the bet we had earlier, no one bet anything DMT or in the near.
What? No one got it?
Nope. A lot of Bongo, Shadow Temple, Spirit Temple,
Yeah, because people are...
Ice Cavern, and oh wait! I'm blind! We have exact location winner.
Wow. Hog.
This is a very interesting kind of pathing going on here, you know what I mean?
Not really, but I think you're going to explain.
Yeah, so what's interesting is that, like, there was a couple different ways to kind of get to where you need to be, like, spirit, fire, water, like, and people kind of took different paths to end up the same place
Yeah.
in a weird way.
Yeah, it was really cool to watch the divergence between all the runners. Everyone having different ideas, different plays at different times.
Yeah, and like it's kind of interesting because I feel like there was like some small choices that made like small time differences that kind of gave people advantages. Like obviously, like the DC thing for emo kind of sucked, but there was other stuff too.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, exactly. Right. The mirror shield being locked by hammer thing assumption was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Ryukane is grasping for straws here. Like, that fairy fountain is so easy to open, especially if you get ZL that late. And, like, after you get ZL, you have a lot of progression to do, and, like, it just feels weird to go back. Like, you don't even want to, like, play Bolero to get one check, right? You're not going to do that. You kind of want to, like, you kind of hope that the hammer is not in the Death Mountain area.
I feel like how you have to play, right? You gotta pick something and kind of just stick that being your thing. Like if you last location it, you last location it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Death Mountain Trade was with the hero, but that was already satisfied with the scale, given that we needed the rank, which was locked by both scales.
Was the scale in the Storms Grotto there?
Yes.
Right, yeah, that was the Storms were here.
But like, always totally aware of the heroes. Can't stress this enough.
The way of the hero path, honestly.
I mean, the Death Mountain Trade was already explained the way to explosives in Jabu. Dude, these torch slugs, I think they're called. Navi has such a range on them. It's so annoying. So many times you try to, like, get your camera into order by pressing Z, and you can just basically Navi snipes them across the room.
I've never had that problem with the torch slugs, but then again, I don't think I've ever like done like Z targeting when they're around. I just kind of like.
The most annoying situation for me personally with the torch slugs is when you go into the first hammer locked part in Fire Temple, and you want to Z target the bats to take them out.
Oh yeah.
The torch slug is always going to take the spotlight. It's so annoying, and like even if the bat is closer to you, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Maybe Navi is cold, and she just likes being close to the torch slugs because they're warm.
I wouldn't put it past her.
Well, given that we already have a very quick finishing time, I don't think that the boss key in Fire is that well hidden. I think that's a fair assumption to make.
I think so. I feel like there was other ways to shave time that like doesn't need to be in Fort. Like you could have a late boss key in Fire and still have that time if someone played the seed correctly. You know what I mean?
If you just like, the biggest point being just clearing DC with choose and skipping the entire, like, you're not going to score such a time if you. Like, maybe you can. You need to at least skip Shadow.
Yeah, I think not going into Shadow or being able to skip Jabu entirely helps with that time.
Yeah, the later the boss key is in Fire, however, the more likely it is that people actually skip Jabu and Shadow. And Ryuken getting the kill on Twin Rover.
And we find out here that his hammer is not in Spear.
Nope. And I think now it's either a few Fairy Fountains versus Ice Cavern for Ryuken, so he is going to run out of checks pretty soon. Meanwhile, Imasoda required to go deeper and deeper in fire, which is ironic because deep in fire means higher up.
Yeah, that is kind of a weird way to say it. Like, you climb a little deeper in fire, but you're
climbing deeper. Okay, it's not here, so Pierre then Compass Chest. We actually have enough keys to reach Volvagia without hover boots, I think.
Yeah, the hover boots don't appear to be required.
Or does it still depend on finding one more key? Yeah, the Dins is not well.
Yeah, the waft from Kakariko was Minueta Forest because of...
yeah, that's 100% confirmed.
And there's Ryo instantly getting his hammer.
Oh, nice. Actually taking a good guess here. I think before you commit to Ice Cavern, you actually do that one check. Before that, I think he was pretty much out of checks after that. Having full cleared Child. Having done
you're right there with it, right? Like, you don't leave the area without doing that, so...
I mean, you play Bolero anyway to go to Ice, so you might as well dip by the Fairy Fountain and see. Bolero is actually a little bit quicker than Minuet for going to Fountain. So the entire Fountain area and Ice were completely empty at this point. But like, what song again was in Ice then? It was... No, we got the horse. It was... Oh yeah, it was Suns.
Yeah, Sun Songs was in Ice. So yeah, skipping Ice, skipping Jabu, those are definitely things that can get someone a faster time, right?
Yeah. And skipping Shadow of all things. Like, you can skip very annoying locations, and like if you actually skip GTG on your way to Wasteland and you go back for the light arrow hint, and you even have the Varos to go back.
But also, like, just think about it, right? Like, this seed screamed early Shadow in so many ways.
Oh, it screamed everything. It screamed
the hero, and then gave you a hook shot. It really feels like it wants you to go into Shadow, so it's hard to not go into Shadow.
Yeah. Given that we were running out of checks in the mid to end game quickly, and like you needed to make a decision: do we go for like slow Overwatch checks, or do we go for Shadow, which is like slow in itself, but is very checked in?
Like among dungeons, it's probably preferred.
Also, Alexa's finishing 3rd place with a time of 2:44.56. GG's.
GG to them. That was such a weird trip. I forgot that someone else has my name. I heard that and I'm like, I didn't even race. That was very weird for me.
So it looks like the boss key is actually very high in fire.
I think it's on Hammer Chest.
That's dumb. I mean, we have a foolish fire, of course it's here. And Exodus finishing with a 4th place. 2:45.52. If I got my numbers correctly. And that's the boss key. On the last possible check. That's a feels bad, man. definitely.
Nice foolish fire hint, by the way. Had to check out fire anyway.
You have to do everything anyway. Like that's just the icing on the shit cake here. Pretty much.
Yeah, so
Like the final
foolish fire was pointless because it didn't actually remove any checks. Hyrule Castle removed 1, and Gerudo Fortress removed 3. So we had 4 removed foolish checks across this entire seed because you had to do all of fire anyway.
Yep.
What an incredible outcome of a seed this was.
Yeah. But I feel like Water Temple was actually kind of nice, given that hint for boss key on River Chest, given that you like just needed 2 keys and you had the goal skill logically required until that point. Like you don't even need Iron Boots. Water Temple was really nice. And like you even knew it was gold scalable before you were entering, because you just needed 2 small keys. That's incredible.
It does end up in a position where you can just kind of be like gold scale, and you're guaranteed to have a long shot, so you just do that. And I feel like just doing that outcome is probably like the best thing you can do, right?
Yeah, very true. But like on top of all the things that the seed did to us, or like to the runners rather, it was still pretty quick.
It gave us like a confusing puzzle for the first hour and 15 minutes, and then a kind of like monotonous slog for the rest of it, basically.
Yeah, it was like the hookshot was the real bottleneck.
Exactly. Hookshot into long shot and forest, and then what's left after that? You just beat everything and hope you find hammer.
Yeah, you just like you just try to find stuff along the way, and if you did Lost Woods, you were like Master Alex and Imosoda were in fantastic positions with them getting Mirror Shield before going to Spirit, so they could actually beat it in one trip. And Sora getting the hammer finally too.
Absolutely one of the advantages. Alright, well, we're gonna go see Imosoda go into to-go mode here. I mean, all I have to do is begin.
Going back to Ganon's Castle. The key advantage, like, it looks like Imosoda and Master Alex are back-to-back here. Like, very neck and neck. But Imosoda has the advantage of light arrows already. So Imosoda is going to finish this first on restream.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with how much time light arrows get to pick up. I mean, going all the way to GGG is such a nightmare.
Also, Master Alex is not going to do any checks in Ganon's Castle, so he's not going to get for Roars.
It's another skippable location, right? Like, we didn't need to do Ganon's Castle at all, right?
Nope, there's nothing in there.
Wow. Like, that's like 5 different locations that if you had the right outcomes specifically, you could skip. Although Ganon's Castle skip was more like, did you do the right fairy fountain before you went to Ganon's Castle?
Yeah. But like Ganon's Castle was really good play at some point. Like I think Imosoda made the correct play, but
I don't think it's I think this is like a god routing thing and not like not optimal play thing.
I mean, Ganon's Castle was just the best play because if the hammer's in there, you basically win.
Yeah, and people are gonna, in the most case, check Ganon's Castle just because of its check density, no matter what.
Yep. I really wonder where Strength 3 was, though.
Fantastic question. I wonder where Iron Boots were. I have no idea.
Oh, the Iron Boots. Maybe the Iron Boots are Strength 3 locked.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, we have not seen Ice. We have not seen Ice, so Ice could actually have like vanilla or French vanilla Iron Boots.
That's possible. Wait, didn't they went to Ice, right? Emo, right? I thought Emo went to Ice.
I don't think anyone went to Ice on Restream. I've not seen anyone. We've seen people being in Water Trial, which is like looks the same.
Right, they were on the way to Ice, and then they just stopped. Right. Thank you, TJ. Yeah.
Also, GG Cola finishing 5th with a time of 2:50.50. GG.
Swore I was like I saw emo up at like the frozen fountain and I was like, right, yeah. And then
Completely fair.
Will even got the blue fire. Yeah, no, my brain just pulled a trick on me. For some reason I swore that emo had gone into ice.
Yeah, I mean, there's no difference between ice and water trial.
I'll tell you what looks like ice to me. The Wolfos Grotto in SFM, that place looks like ice cavern to me. The walls and everything.
Okay.
It's like I have more than once been like in a race where like people like had to do that and ice, being like, oh, and they're both in ice, and they pop out of the grotto. I'm like, oh, never mind, it's Wolfos Grotto.
Oh, Rick,
Oh, God.
Rick had a shot. So
Shot for you. Yo.
Do it. Well, that's a small key on Pierre, we know that.
Alright, ready for Alex to be sad?
Yep. The one area he didn't do.
I know,
Except
right?
Pride.
Well done, Ryokane, on that pixel shot. That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty tricky to pull off. Sometimes you just spend a lot of time just finding that pixel. And Emo Soda is done. Finishing with a time of 2:53:53. GG's, first on Restream. Let's see if we can get them for an interview. Well, iron boots are always logically required for Water Temple, at least in standard settings. Because, well, you can't be logically okay with entering water, but you're logically required to have iron boots to do anything in there. But good gold scaling water is a nice way to skip irons entirely.
Yeah, like it's one of those things that you should learn, because like I was gonna say, this is like the first seed I think I've seen in a very long time where gold scaling water was not just like, you know, oh, this could be something you could do. It felt almost required. Like, also, was that Emo joining us?
Not just yet.
I thought I heard. Oh, someone.
He will join, but I guess one of our trackers left.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. That's why I don't have like sounds enabled in Discord for people leaving and joining, because that would just annoy me. And
I got Actually, the reason I noticed my microphone was working is because I like wasn't hearing like as many sounds. I was like, I could hear you, and then eventually I was like, what's going on? I'm not hearing like you as frequently as I thought I would be. It was like cutting in and out, and then you weren't responding to things I was saying. I'm like, let me.
You tried to talk, didn't you? Because like at some point I would just like if I was in your situation and my mic just died, and like I would just like try to talk, and I would just be bothered by being ignored and constantly talked over. That it's something like it wouldn't take me that long to actually like say like go into text chat and say, guys.
Here's the thing, right? I talk a lot, and I'm a woman, So being ignored / constantly talked over is just part of.
Oh no, don't say that. I wish I knew earlier.
No, it's my fault. Don't worry about it. I didn't notice until a certain point when I asked you a question, like basically directly, because usually I just kind of give like a casual, like, I think this kind of thing, and then people like talk off that kind of thing. It's not a big deal. I asked you a question directly and you didn't answer it, so I asked again, and I was like, oh
I
no.
tend to not ignore people.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be ignored myself.
And then please don't ignore that Emo Soda has joined.
Welcome in, GG's.
Hey, what's up, GG?
So, how do you feel?
Well, I feel like I could have won the race, but besides that, hammer location was kind of funny, but
yeah.
Where do you feel you lost time most in the race then?
Finding hookshot.
Yeah, you were the last one on restream to pick up hookshot.
That's what I figured, but
then you just pulled ahead.
Yeah, I think a big part of that is just being efficient with your routing. Like, I full cleared child, so I never had to go back child again, and I already went Jabba before that, so I was thinking about it in forest. Like, I was a bit tilted, but the more I thought about it, I was like, well, I might not be in that bad a shape. I mean, as long as forest isn't like completely loaded, then I'm not really that far behind. Like, you still need at least 2 items here, so figured, just keep calm, and then just really think about where the fuck those items could be. I don't know, because I really didn't want to find
managed to dodge Shadow, right?
Yeah, that's because I felt pretty behind, so I just went straight to Spirit just to know if it's AD straight up. And then I run into Hovers, I'm like, well, I could just be for fire, that could just, that could be for a lot of things, so I didn't quite want to commit to that, because if I go Shadow and I'm wrong, I just stay behind. So at that point, it's like, you're in casino mode, so it's like, okay, pick Ice, Shadow, Ganons, or TTG, and hope you're right. But
actually, there was a point, like, basically, the seed was, like, the race on Restream was split into 2 groups. You and Master Alex, who had Mirror Shield before going to Spirit and clearing it in 1 trip. And Ryoken and Sora, who actually skipped the Mirror Shield and had to go back to Spirit. And though both of them did Shadow to actually get Requiem and still do checks along the way, kinda. But funnily enough, all of you 4 were in Water Tablet at the same time.
Yeah,
nice.
That was great.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I was like, after I completed Spirit, I was like, okay, I'm in casino mode, but wait. I got Mirror Shield and I didn't have the cross again. So if it's not actually AD. So I felt like if you miss Mirror Shield there, and it's pretty reasonable too. It's just in a random check and loss mode. So you have Minuet too. So I took that into account as well. I was like, well, people might actually miss this. So just try to go to dense areas. So I just went Ganon's GTG, found lights, which was pretty funny. And at that point, I don't even have that much left besides Shadow and a couple overworld checks here and there that I skipped over. So
that was basically the difference between you and Master Alex at the end, is that you had light arrows, but Master Alex had, like, you were neck and neck, but Master Alex had to still get the light arrow hit, get the light arrows from GTG. So we're actually pretty close.
I feel like the biggest difference is that you were able to get the hammer so much easier than other people. Like, as much as trouble you had with finding the hook shot with the DC, and you like kind of last location that, you were able to dodge a bunch of things before you found a hammer, but some other people weren't able to dodge. So
I felt pretty good. Like, I could have had an age change there of all things. That would have been pretty bad. I mean, you could still do DMT top, but it's pretty unlikely. Yeah, it's pretty unlikely.
Not really. You don't really want to do that.
No. I don't know. Because with the scale, too, like, I figured, what if Cariosa just never did lab dive? So he went straight to DMT, I'm thinking. And then the BK and fire and hammer chest, like, he probably just dipped Jabu, found a bomb bag, go to DC, get your hook shot, go to Forest, get your long shot, go to Spirit.
Yeah.
Like, it
Like
just
you
really...
could have even completely skipped Jabu if you went into DC with choose and cleared it to get the hook shot.
Right. Yeah.
That's insane. But like that,
Yeah.
that's most people.
I would route where someone went adult early and went upriver and just used a couple of tricks to get the bomb 2 packs that were there with some jump, and then went right to DC, got that hook shot, went right to Forest, got the bow in Forest, and just completed that way. Just
there was even a bow in Forest too.
Yeah. It's not. Pretty sure it's. Well, it's not Bowlock technically because it's Song of Time, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the bow is in the first check. It's in the first room on top of the trees.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, I feel pretty good about the performance. I mean, I always aim for like top 10 in weeklies. Like realistically, I always try to win, but
yeah, no, it's like your expectations, right?
Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah, thanks.
I always feel like if you have like a certain like level of skill and it's like this is the variance for it, you know, if I'm capable of winning, then like, you know, top 10 is a fine finish because you never know what could go wrong for you. Like, no, like you dipped DC, it was a fine choice, and it just turned out that it was bomb locked in there at the hook shot. It's the last thing you did. Like, is there anything wrong with that play? No. Does it turn out to be wrong in general? Yes, but what can you do?
It didn't really cost me a ton of time doing that either. I kind of knew that going in. Turns out adult spawn was in CAC the whole time, which is pretty funny.
You never figured it. Like, there was not even a reason to really safe warp because you were like constantly moving as adult anyway.
The only reason I save quit there was as like kind of a hedge. If it's like tent and valley, I'm like kind of screwed. I'm like kind of panicking at that point because like, oh, you could just cross wasteland if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
And you get spanked too early. So I'm like, I might as well just check this really quick.
There's Master Alex finishing with 303 in 10th place. There's your top 10.
Yep, and we
Got
had a couple of finishes as well. Right after Axis, FMZ also finished with a time of 2:55.49. I think that's considered a snipe. And Fanta Tank finished 9th with 3:03.05.
Yeah, for like 20-second finishes basically. 28 for Axis and FMC gun.
I think we will see a lot of finishes now. Like this will start to just come in. And I think we're getting Alex Fun interview too.
All the people that went Shadow and GTG, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
There's a strength in Valley FMZ. And welcome in.
Wait, so that means the third strength was somewhere, right?
There was a strength in Valley. There was another strength in
Deku. That was the two we've seen that everyone got in. Oh, Ice. Okay.
Ice. Okay. Thank you, FMC.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
Hello.
Like something had to be in Ice, and then like you can even have Iron Boots in Lytra.
How'd you find your run?
Thank you. Yeah, this was something.
Something, sorry?
I was not a fan of the early start, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The hookshot was, I don't know, I had like 2, 3, 4 checks left in Logic, or Logic and what I actually could do.
Yeah, you and Emo both actually, and then you'd both become first and second on restreams. So
yeah, after that it was like, yeah, I don't know, just quite decent. Just do all your dungeons and then guess where Hammer is, and then you're done, I guess.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Did FMC just? Oh my God, was Iron Boots in Light Trial?
Oh really?
Oh no. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Gold scale water saves a bunch of time then. So Alex, where do you think you lost the most time, and where do you think you like regained the most time in this run?
I mean, doing Shadow for nothing is probably a good contender. Yeah, that's like probably the first guess. But also doing like back and forth child, adult. Early game was not so great, I guess. A lot of walking and age swapping for nothing. Oh, I should have probably gone to Jabu earlier or just follow the logic, I suppose. It's also a bit unfortunate that I did DC early on, so there was like a small incentive to go back just for 3 checks.
Sorry to cut you off, but Ryukane just finished with a time of 3:06:09, and then immediately went into his things, deleted his file, and renamed his files "Fuck Lost Woods Grotto." So,
oh really?
we know
Did he
how
miss
Ryukane's
the version?
GG's Rio, recommend.
Yo, thanks to GG's everyone.
So, how was Grotto, Ria?
Huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I said, how about that Lost Woods Grotto? How do you feel?
I mean, everything's on my screen right now, so I have like nothing else to say. Like when I found the mirror show, I was like, this is like the only thing I wanted to skip.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there has
once it
been a
was
trend
there.
recently developing that people skip Lost Words. Maybe people start to reconsider now.
The thing is, I had GDG open, I had Spirit that was
Yeah.
accessible, and then I found like Strength 2 and Hover Boots on the way, and I really didn't want to go back to Lost Woods.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as I found out that Karyosa had already finished, I was like, okay, it's gonna be somewhere I skipped.
Yeah.
It's gonna be somewhere there. And of course, it was the mirror sheet on Lost Woods Grotto.
Yeah, the big difference between there was two all of the runners were on Restream were split into 2 groups. Imasol and Master Alex having the mirror sheet before crossing, and Sora and you didn't.
Yeah, I
that's why
think
you
if I only had done that before going for the desert, I don't think I would have gone to Shadow,
Yeah.
but I would have gone to DMT right away. So yeah, I would have shaved off a lot of time. But yeah, I did 80, so whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you didn't need to cross the wasteland twice. So.
Yeah, at some point I was like, not really try-harding anymore. I just wanted to practice some tricks, so that's why you kind of saw me do pixel shot and all.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, just get that practice in before the league starts.
Oh yeah, speaking of the league, if you still want to become part of the Ocarina of Time Randomizer League that's going to start pretty soon, the sign-ups are only open for the rest of this day. I think 8 more hours, roughly. Like it's 12
8 p.m.
UTC.
Eastern. Yeah.
So if you are interested in joining, definitely get your sheet filled out so you can actually join. Probably don't want to miss that.
It's gonna be hype. Can't wait to see who's gonna be in my division.
I'm still not sure if I want to join or not.
I'm in a similar spot. I think I said earlier, although my mic might have been dead at the time, that I was considering joining, but I didn't know if I wanted to commit the time and effort to it, you know?
Yeah.
Sora's not
pretty
joining us. Okay.
It's pretty slow paced though, as far as scheduling goes. So it's pretty good. I feel like for busy people.
Yeah.
And Sora won't be joining us for interviews, so this will be that's gonna be the end, basically.
Yeah.
So where was Furores in this seed? So...
Gan's Castle.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I kind of want to ask. Yeah, I kind of want to ask where were the iron boots and the fire arrows as well?
Iron boots, none of the runners found, but I've gotten a tip from the chat that it was in light trial in Gan's Castle.
Oh, they actually were in light trial.
What the heck was Strength 3 then?
Oh my god. Strength 3 wasn't ice.
What was it?
Oh, of course.
Sorry, what was the other one you asked for?
Fire arrows, since I got Dins, and I have never found fire arrows.
Fire arrows was on one of the fairies, according to chat, so one of the great fairies.
Really? Maybe the DMC one then.
Yeah, it must have been.
Probably.
I think it's the
Or
only one I
Fountain.
didn't check.
Could have been Fountain also.
Yeah. Yeah. top of DMT though for the hammer.
And says Zora Fountain Fairy has fires.
Shame with the scale with the hero in DMT.
Yeah, your way, those way of the heroes basically all overlapping each other. The double field one, you get the Zora's Letter to begin with, and then you get Scale, and then you lead Scale into Boomerang and also Lens of Truth, and also Scale being locked behind Storms, which is like 3 or 4 of your way of the hero locations. I think there's only one other one that was like not connected to it.
Yeah, basically everything was pointing to the bomb bag, which was actually completely skippable. Like you could have just avoided Jabu entirely.
I went all in on Jabu, and that was.
I mean, that's a fair play because like everything just points to it. So like the seed kind of wants to tell you something. That's completely fair. But like, how would you know? Like I could see the salt in your eyes.
At that point, I was like, it was either Jabu or DC, and I was like, okay, let's just go all in on Jabu, because it's progression for Requiem anyway. And then I find the bomb bag, like 2 bomb bags in Jabu, and I was like, okay, now I hope that there's something on bomb to boarding. Boarding had only hurts, I think.
Yeah.
And then I go to DC, I find there's nothing in DC, and I'm like, okay. Please do not give me the hookshot on King Don't Go. And I'm like, oh my god.
I hated that hookshot location. Fucking sucks.
I mean, most people probably like your source of choose early game was going up the river, but given that you have Nocturne, you are going to go into Graveyard Kag and then DC with the strength maybe and dip it, but you won't have the choose at that point. Like if you already have the choose going in, you clear it. But like going back after, like you have more important things to do with those choose after being done with River. Like honestly,
the River lower heart piece. How many chooses is that?
I know that one of them was a 5 and one of them was a 10 peg, but I don't know which one was which.
Yeah, I got the 5. I just skipped the 10 because it's like, I don't need that shit. Got palm peg.
Yeah.
The fact that this wasn't even logical 80 for, not 80, but I guess, for Requiem.
It was not 80 at all. It was
not,
right?
You had to go into...
Well, logically for a small keyed spirit, maybe, but like...
no, not even.
Only items, right? Oh my god, okay.
I did Child Spirit, that was not...
So it was not 80 at all.
When I found
even like Key Logic Spirit, there was nothing there?
Yeah, I went to Spirit. Yeah, I found all the keys in Spirit Adult, so I was like, okay, if it's 80, there's something in Child Spirit. So when I went Shadow, I just did everything.
I mean, Shadow was kind of your way back to the Wasteland because you needed to cross again anyway.
Yeah, and Shadow was barren, freaking barren.
Yeah.
What was the 5th way to hero? I only got 4. I got Temple Time, DMT,
Field.
Yeah, for land better.
Oh,
okay. Nice lens. Nice.
Yeah.
and Lens of Truth.
Nice.
So dumb.
Quite rubbish.
Yeah, I assumed it was for crossing Wasteland with the opponent location, but also, I just had to know if you think you have it.
It just hit me. Rudo's letter was... Yeah, okay, it's for the bombs though, right. But also, it was probably being pointed at for the for Strength 3 to get the Iron Boots.
Yep.
Oh,
that as well.
Yeah, that as well.
Wow. But like, it was the coolest thing was that Water Temple, like, judging by the hints you got, you already knew that Water Temple was gold scalable 100%. And given the song layout, that was amazing.
Yeah, that one hint that told you where the boss key was in Water Temple did a lot of work this seed, because not only did it tell you that like Water Temple was ZL locked, so you had to find long shot to cross the gap, but also it told you that you could do it with gold scale. So like that was like basically the best hint in the entire seed, in a seed with 5 way of the hero hints, which is kind of mind blowing.
Yeah, definitely agree. I mean, I think Fire Baron is like pretty close to it, but
that's pretty good. But like that depends on where the boss key is, and as we all know, with that boss key location,
Normally, I would say Fire Baron is a great hint, but the thing is, everyone had to check every check and fire anyway because the boss key was on Hammer Chest.
But at least you know that you don't need to dip before you get the hammer.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
That is fair.
That's the most important thing about that. Like,
and you don't. I mean, you know the hammer is not in there.
Yeah, very
That's
true.
the worst thing. Well, I am gonna jump off and get some food, but thanks for the restream.
All right.
Well, thank you so much
Appreciate
for
it.
coming by, and thank you. Good job on the race. Good job on top 10.
Thank you.
GG, Alex.
GG's.
GG's. I'm gonna take off too. See you guys.
Yeah, same.
Please, bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks for the stream, guys. See you.
All right. Well, it sounds like it's just us. So, do you want to wrap up?
Yeah, time to wrap up. Make sure to follow all of our runners. Also, thank you DeadEvanX and Lexicat for commentating. And don't forget our trackers. Today we had Tyonge Yonge, Sadie Sweet, Exidu, and Joda with J. Make sure to give all of them a follow. Next up here on ZSR, in 40 minutes, here on this channel, we have a link to the past NMG tournament match, winner bracket finals, Buane versus Erira. And at the same time, we have the second qualifier of the Wind Waker Randomizer Season 4 tournament. And at 2 PM EDT, we have the Minish Cap Randomizer weekly race. Tomorrow at noon, we have a Twilight Princess Any Percent match. Loser bracket finals between Keys and Marco. And at 7 PM Eastern, we have the third qualifier match for the Wind Waker Randomizer Season 4 tournament. For more Zelda content, check our schedule. Thank you very much. Do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I have some last words.
Yeah, over.
That's your last reminder to, if you haven't already and you're interested in playing the Ocarina of Time Randomizer League, the signups are not open for very long, so keep that in mind and join if you want to.
I think the new season of Scrubs is coming soon too, right? For people who like.
Oh, that's not. I don't think there was an official announcement on
It's
that.
not announced yet, and for the league, I think you can check our Discord.
Yeah, we can
does
find
the league have an own Discord?
That will point you to the league.
Okay.
I think that's everything.
Yep.
And we are going to raid Zelda Speedruns 2. There we have the wrong game. It's Majora's Mask weekly race. It's the community race with the goal Great Fairy Sword RTA. They just started 25 minutes ago. And with everything said, thank you very much for watching. See you next time here on ZSR.
Bye-bye.
Bye.